Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music. Talk. Inspiration. In perspective.
Express yourself.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Watch him turn it around. He's turning it around for my good. Bobby's Green with Forward City. 626, 97.3 Citi FM. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. Hashtag Citi CBS. Taking over from Nana to 4 boys in the breakfast news. All things work together for good to them that love the Lord. who are the called according to his purpose. I like the concerted manner in which the scripture puts it. They work together. They don't work individually. So the good, the bad, the ugly, when you put them together and add a good dose of faith and hope and faithfulness, it will become good. So the process of good is not always good, or the process of creating good is a messy, slow, marinating process. As they work together, like there's an orchestra, different voices, different instruments, different sounds, different issues working together for your good. That's why you need to be grateful, even for the things that don't appear good from the beginning.
No, he got no power.
It's part of the ingredients, the requirements for creating good.
Serve a God who does much more. We serve.
Because the underlying word is purpose.
Does much more.
Those who are the called according to his purpose.
That's it.
Purpose-driven people have a why that's bigger than themselves. If all you're working for is yourself, you have a career. But if what you're doing is beyond you, you have a calling. Don't approach life from a career perspective.
Y'all be careful.
It's beyond career, it's a calling. It must be bigger than what you feel. It must be bigger than what you want for yourself. But want it for the other and want it for the next generation. That's what a calling is. Beautiful song, great motivation. Starting off your brilliant Citi Breakfast Show. We're starting with newspaper review. We're jumping into business and sports. So much to do on a great Thursday morning. Business is brought to us by ADB. Talk to us. Let's help you get a loan. Top up your old and reimagine the new. Call 0302 224043. They are the People's Bank. They are truly a Greek and more. We'll go through the headlines shortly on both the newspapers and the web portal. Called Newsroom Review, sponsored by Total. Experience the difference with Total Energy's Excellium new formula. Additive and rich fuel with a powerful 3-in-1 action. Cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Thanks to its cumulative effect of anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives. Excellium new formula lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption while reducing CO2 emissions. And the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System is now up and live at Fidelity Bank to help you do business across the continent. Whether you are paying fees, or sending gifts, or transporting goods, the PAPS makes it easy. Visit Fidelity branch today. Start sending money to Guinea, Liberia, the Gambia, Sierra Leone, Nigeria. My name is Ben Arabile. Thank you for joining us on Citi FM.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
We understand the excitement of preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a quick and more.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Ben Bracco welcoming you to the Newsroom review segment. Richard the Last Guy and Kalakuda joining us with the headlines.
Good morning.
It's an interactive show. Send us a voice note 054-998-6996. Send us a WhatsApp message. And so and on we go. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning,
Ready for the show?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yes,
So what are the papers saying today?
We have a number of things. People are making all kinds of promises. Things are being launched left, right, and center. So let me take off this morning with a daily graphic that says, Yay! Empowers 600,000 Ghanaians. President Akufo-Addo commends agencies. Also on the front page this morning, GRA exceeds a mid-year target by 138.69 million Ghana cedis. Julie Essam, who is the Commissioner General of GRA, is smiling on the front page. Also on the front page, we are told that Tertiary Business Schools Challenge launched. And President nominates two to the Supreme Court. So 2 additional justices are to be added.
The new finder leads with the GRA bagging 68 billion Ghana cedis in 6 months. Nominal growth over the same period last year, 73.6%. President appoints COP Yonu as Deputy IGP. 120-bed state-of-the-art Fomena and Kumeo hospitals commissioned. President comments YEA promises to enhance its appeal, and Ghana Publishing opens first regional office in Kumasi.
The Daily Guide, ex-tour boss extradited to the US for bribery. Also, the Supreme Court defers decision on anti-LGBTQ bill injunctions. Also, Professor Yanka takes on Sami Jemfi. Vice President commends IGP for police transformation, and Lands Ministry exposes Ablakwa over sale.
The Ghanaian Times. Government steps up youth employment agenda as it plans to support security services to absorb YEA beneficiaries. GRA exceeds first half revenue target by 138.68 million Ghana cedis. Supreme Court defers ruling on anti-gay bill injunction until judgment on substantive case. Regulate use of honorary doctorate titles, Professor Nyako is asking. And 370-kilometer coastline risk tidal erosion. This is Hydro Authority warning on the back page of the Ghanaian Times.
The Daily Post says this morning, IEA in league with MPP to clean up Baumia, with a presidential debate that will have questions leaked to the MPP flag bearer, as happened in 2008. So this is their verdict on the whole IET matter. Also, MPP government has neglected basic education. This is coming in from Clement Apark of the NDC. And Ghana's economic managers have lost it. But Baumia's priority is a debate. This is according to John.
The Chronicle newspaper, Akufo-Addo happy with transformation of YEA. 7K police personnel recruited, 7,000 police personnel recruited within 3 years. This is Dr. Baumia speaking. Ghana Publishing officially opens office in Kumasi. That's here as well. And then there's a piece on unethical conduct of journalists and media practitioners.
The BNFT says this morning GRA on course to achieving 146 billion Ghana cedi tax target. Also, BOG facilitates 8 million Ghana cedis in collateral-free SME loans. And then something here that says PWDs criticize successive governments over unfair use of petroleum funds. Some of the stories make it.
All right, let's take you online for a number of stories on Citi Newsroom. Agenda 111 to boost employment with 67,000 new jobs. This is the president speaking. Also, minority vows to force Educhum to address challenges facing education. Indeed, they are alleging that governments owes companies and individuals over 6 billion cedis. This is under free SHS. In other stories, prioritize education of children. Dr. Obiageli Ezekwesili to African leaders. Meanwhile, majority of African youth say they are disillusioned with democracy. This is the latest Afro Barometer report. Now, in the issue of transportation, concerned drivers association to increase transport fares by 15%. And then 2 new appointments. Rosemond Wilson is new head of WAEC, while COP Yohonu is deputy IGP in charge of operations. All those stories on citinewsroom.com. My journal online is talking about health. Ghana Medical Association calls for cancellation of certificate and diploma nursing courses. We'll find out why. And then intrusive measures needed to combat rising trend of youth tobacco use. We need to check this out. And then a few more stories. Parliamentary Chair Aine takes responsibility for controversial ally allowing MPs to use sirens. And then Bulgarian government to be compensated 5.3 million over embassy demolition. This is a Black Horse revelation. And then Ghana Airport Company is apologizing for disruption in the check-in systems at the Kotoka International Airport.
Wow.
If you check other headlines this morning, minority urges government to pay 6 billion free SHS. This is Star FM. Meanwhile, minority engages police to demand removal of BOG governor and his deputies. There's a protest march sometime later this month. Class FM is also leading with the Yohonu appointment in charge of operations and a few other headlines, including act professionally by Miatu Police as he opens new police shop. And then the president inaugurates the Adansin North District Hospital. Globally, everybody's talking about Donald Trump's vice presidential pick, and he has vowed to fight for what he calls forgotten Americans.
Yes.
Most international websites are leading with that. Washington Post says Vance accepts GOP nomination for vice president, emphasizing Midwestern upbringing, and tells voters he will give you everything. If you go to the New York Times as well, they're leading with that. And of course, the BBC also leads with that speech he gave yesterday. Let's start with you, Richie Sky.
Okay, so the story that is on the front page is about youth, because yesterday, remember, there was a story on the front page.
I want to ask something.
Okay.
Biden tests positive for COVID.
Charlie, they say they go back into the bunker. No, we wish him speedy recovery. Yeah. Oh, yeah, serious. You know the last time, COVID.
Can't his pastor call him and talk to him? He said, oh, yeah, how is he now?
Charlie, now Shifty Adam is
80 something.
82, 83.
Charlie, the man, and COVID is not for...
It's a serious matter.
So he's done the sign, like,
So Bernard, yesterday we talked about 1.6 million youths not doing anything. Today we're told 600,000 of them have been empowered by the YEA. So the story is by Samuel Ohini were on the front page of the Daily Guide and a Daily Graphic. It says the government has estimated that the over 100,000 beneficiaries of the Youth Employment Agency, YE, have positively impacted the livelihoods of over 500,000 individuals in the last 4 years. Now, YE was set up to, among other things, work towards reducing youth unemployment through skills development, monetary assistance, and startups to enable the youth to create employment for themselves and others. Now, the agency has recruited some youth as community protection assistants, working with the Ghana Police Service, community health workers working with the Ghana Health Service, prison office assistants working with the Ghana Prison Service, and workers on the Cocoa Rehabilitation Program, and facilitated the training of more than 30,000 entrepreneurs trained by the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program and the Ghana Library Board, with support for setups.
We'll stay with the youth. We'll stay with the youth. New report is indicating growing support for military interventions in Africa. This is the Afrobarometer survey revealing that while Africa's youth share similar levels of support for democracy as their elders, they exhibit a greater willingness to tolerate military intervention when elected leaders abuse power. The findings were presented at the Afrobarometer's inaugural flagship event in Accra on Wednesday. The report, based on surveys conducted in 30 countries over the past decade, highlights a troubling decline in opposition to military rule and overall satisfaction with democracy. The data indicates that more than half of Africans, 53%, now express a willingness to accept a military takeover if leaders abuse their power, despite a general aversion to military rule. However, 2/3 of Africans still prefer democracy to any other system of government.
That's very troubling indeed. And let's take you back to the president. He says Agenda 111 will boost employment with 67,000 new jobs. He was speaking at the launch of 2 hospitals, highlighting the significance of the projects. The president emphasized that each hospital capable of employing over 100 people marks Agenda 111 as a transformative initiative. Now, in terms of the hospitals itself, the president has commissioned, is that a word to use? Or he has inaugurated or opened for use 2 hospitals in the Ashanti region. One is the Fomena Hospital, and the other one is also in the Ashanti region, and he was speaking at those events yesterday. Now, I'm staying with health, and I'm going to give you a couple of stories. GMA is calling for cancellation of certificate and diploma nursing courses. Ghana Medical Association has proposed a cancellation of certificate and diploma nursing programs, advocating for the elevation of all nursing education to the degree level. Now, this shift aims to address the challenges in the country's healthcare sector by ensuring a more qualified and professional nursing workforce. Professor Ines York, who's the VP of GMA, revealed this decision during an interview on Joy PM Express, describing the current system as bizarre. And he says he was perplexed with a situation where we have 3 different levels of entry into the nursing and midwifery profession, and highlighted the current dominance of auxiliary nurses, who constitute about 60% of the workforce. He thinks we need more professional nurses in the country, and therefore there's a need for a change in the policy.
I see.
Now, in relation to the hospitals that were open, the president has been so the Fomena Hospital is 120 beds, and that's at Adansin North in Ashanti region. Now, this project had delayed. It was one of the projects we made noise about that had spent almost 8 years in the making. It was initiated in 2014, faced multiple postponements due to funding issues, leading to concerns of residents, but the president emphasized that the completion of the hospital was testament to the government's commitment to providing modern health care for citizens.
Okay, so let's take you to some of the stories. We're taking you to the court because the Daily Guide has a story that came to our attention 2 days ago. The folks in the US are taking on a Ghanaian who also holds.
We read this yesterday. There's more information in this story today.
So Vincent Kubi reporting this morning says the former managing director of the Tema Oil Refinery, Asante Kweku Beko, has been extradited to the United Kingdom. From the United Kingdom to the United States of America on Monday, July 15, 2024, to face prosecution for bribery allegations. Now, Mr. Beko faces prosecution for his alleged involvement in bribing Ghanaian government officials during the administration of former President John Dramani Mahame's National Democratic Congress and deceit to secure a lucrative power plant deal and laundering illicit payments through the U.S. financial system. Now, according to the U.S. Attorney General's office, in the Eastern District of New York, Mr. Beko, a former Ghanaian American banker, orchestrated a complex scheme involving the payment of substantial bribes to key officials, including government representatives, between December 2014 and March 2017. Now, these dubious transactions were reportedly aimed at facilitating a power plant agreement with a Turkish energy company. Now, the indictment by the attorney's office reveals damning details of clandestine operation, stating, during the scheme, Beko and his co-conspirators paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes, including to Ghanaian officials, to ensure the Turkish energy company won its bid to build and operate the power plant. Now, the report uncovers explicit instances where bribes were extended to Ghanaian authorities, such as an all-expense paid trip to Turkey in April 2015, during which 5 officials allegedly received $5,000 each. Following parliamentary approval of the power plant deal in July 2015, further evidence emerged of email exchanges detailing elaborate bribe payments. Notably, discussions in August 2015 referenced substantial sums, including $250,000 disbursed to various recipients, with $20,000 US dollars designated for the MOP. Is that the Ministry of Power?
I think so.
MOP girls from the Ghanaian Ministry of Power, deemed crucial for information dissemination to the
countries
conspirators.
take the fight against corruption so seriously that years after that they've extradited the guy. By the way, he was heading tour at some point recently, and he's been sent to the US. So we'll see how that pans out. Staying in courts, let's give us 2 more stories.
Yes, so the Supreme Court defers ruling on anti-gay bill injunction until judgment on substantive case. Malik Suleimana writes that the Supreme Court yesterday deferred the ruling on the application seeking to injunct the Speaker of Parliament, Albert Bagbin, from transmitting the anti-gay bill to President Nana Akufo-Addo for assent. The 5-member panel, presided over by Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Sakitokonu, said the court would determine the motion for injunction during the judgment on the substantive case. It says, quote, the decision is deferred to abide the outcome of the determination of the substantive suit, the Chief Justice explained. Now, Dr. Amanda Odwe is a researcher, and Mr. Richard Delaska, a journalist and private legal practitioner, are the plaintiffs who filed the interlocutory injunction urging the Apex Court to stop Mr. Bagbin from exercising his constitutional duty of passing the bill until the court determines their case challenging the constitutionality of
so the
bill.
CJ also said that they will speed up the case so that whoever is affected by this judgment, this ruling, doesn't get adversely affected. So we'll see how the case rolls out. Now, I want to give you 2 concerning stories, which I know both of you are concerned about. The minority is saying that government owes companies and individuals over 6 billion cedis under free SHS. Now, the minority in parliament has disclosed that the government is indebted to the tune of over 6 billion cedis to companies, individuals, and organizations in relation to free SHS. Now, the caucus revealed that government had failed to reimburse over 300 million cedis of funds used in the procurement of the 1.3 million tablets for the 1-to-1 tablet initiative. Now, addressing journalists in Accra, the ranking member of the sector, Peter Nochukoto, said, free SHS is a laudable program. It has provided access to secondary education. However, the program is facing lots of challenges, and one of them has to do with finance. As we speak now, the financial challenges are becoming too many, and it's going through the roof. I can say that the information available to me indicates that over 6 billion cedis is owed to companies, individuals, and organizations in relation to free SHS. Now, he gave the figure for the supply of tablets at 1.3. I don't know if he tabulated everything else. He said, for example, that the government owes WAEC 224 million, and then he mentioned other amounts, right? Now, this is troubling because this is a time where we have to focus on education in a very meaningful way. Now, another troubling one is LEAP. Over 480,000 cities paid to deceased and unqualified beneficiaries, according to a report. Now, this is not good. The Auditor General's report has disclosed that the Livelihoods Empowerment Against Poverty Management Secretariat disbursed cash grants to 44 beneficiaries who had either died, totaling 84,480 cedis. The report also highlighted that an amount of 396,000 was paid to beneficiaries who were no longer eligible for the program. Now, you know what LEAP is? A government implemented social protection initiative aimed to provide cash grants to extremely impoverished individuals. The information was conveyed in the Auditor General's report dated August 8, 2023, forwarded to the Speaker of Parliament. We found that the LMS paid cash grants to caregivers of deceased beneficiaries in one member household, resulting in payments to 44 deceased beneficiaries amounting to 84,000. And they also give breakdown of other financial malfeasance. So they said the LMS did not comply with fund utilization guidelines, thereby spending more funds on running the program than permitted, leading to overspending of 15.3 million, which poses a risk to the program's sustainability. This is really not good. And then it says that the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection did not maintain appropriate records on the funds expended. Guys, you know, this morning, GRA is telling us that they've exceeded their target.
Yeah.
If we are mismanaging monies like this, how will that benefit the citizenry? If we are making at least positive news from GRA, if that is to be believed,
68
and then almost half a million
CDs
CDs for a program that's supposed to solve poverty is paid to some people who are dead.
who don't deserve
It's
it.
not right. Anyway, what's the GRA saying, by the way?
So GRA has bagged 68 billion Ghana cedis in 6 months. Elvis Darko reports for the Finder newspaper that the Ghana Revenue Authority has surpassed its mid-year revenue target, mobilizing over 68 billion Ghana cedis as of June this year. This achievement exceeds the set target of 67.9 billion Ghana cedis by 138.69 million Ghana cedis, representing a 0.2% increase. Commissioner General of GRA, Mrs. Julia Esiam, disclosed this at a media engagement in Accra. Now, while the GRA is recording this, producer price inflation rate for June is 25.9%. So the producer price index rate for June 2024 is 25.9%. The rate indicates that between June 2023 and June 2024, year on year, the PPI increased by 25.9%, representing a 2.5% point increase in producer inflation relative to rate recorded in May 2024. That is 23.4%.
Just to plug into what you had said earlier about GRA, if you go to page 3 of the DNFT, Wisdom Johnny Nwekwe writes that the Ghana Revenue Authority has said it is well on course to achieving this year's tax target of 146 billion Ghana cedis, considering key successes recorded in the authority's media collection performance.
Wonderful.
And then also quickly, we are told that the BOG has facilitated some 8 million Ghana cedis in collateral-free SME loans.
Wonderful.
So
now, there are
read that
two
on
stories
page 2
on
of the BNF.
digital issues that are concerning.
Yep.
Itoka had a disruption.
Yes.
And then 2 have been remanded for illegally accessing DVLA's electronic web portal. Ghanaian Times reports that the Nansoma Circuit Court remanded in police custody 2 people for unlawfully accessing electronic records of DVLA on its online portal. Delali Yevu, 42, the software developer, and Sebastian Donné, 32-year-old heavy-duty machine operator.
Wait, repeat the name.
Delali Yevu, 42-year-old software developer, and Sebastian Donné, a 32-year-old heavy-duty machine operator, were arrested for charging drivers 200 cedis each to authenticate their driver's license instead of the approved 471 cedis by the authority. The 2 are facing charges of various counts of conspiracy to commit crime and unauthorized access to computer program or electronic tools. I think the DVLs will also look at their security portals for their website and those their portals.
And
Because
this should include the passport office too, because we are getting concerns that there are some numbers on there. When people call, then they redirect them to say they can do things for them on the
so
side.
they've been charged with unauthorized access to computer program or electronic record of DVLA and defrauding by false pretense. Now, to make matters worse, Kojo Wise Jejom, a 38-year-old sales and Kojo Wise Jejom, a 38-year-old sales and onboarding manager, was also in the dock for allegedly assisting Yevu and Donné to defraud Francis Kweku Pinaman and Freeman Moses and Kuma of 200 and 185 cedis respectively. The money was collected by Yevu, who posed as an officer of DVLA to authenticate Pinaman and Ankoma's driver's license. We must bring an end to all these Goro Boys things.
Very important.
You know, and the court, Charlie, don't need your and J. Charlie, the whole thing is not nice. Now, there's also something happening at the airport.
Disruption in check-in systems at KIA due to fiber optic systems failure. The Ghana Airport Company Limited has apologized to passengers who were affected by the downtime on Tuesday, July 16, 2024 during the check-in period at the Kotoka International Airport. The company confirmed that at approximately 7:51 p.m. yesterday, the check-in systems at the Terminal 3 KIA experienced a disruption which lasted for about an hour. So the detail is that the fiber optic system failure was due to ongoing excavation works by the Ghana Water Company Limited, and they are saying it wasn't due to Dumso, but the excavation of fiber optic cables and things.
Well, then I'm still saying in the tech space, if you go to page 16 of and then 17 of pages 16 and 17 of the BNFT, there's a brilliant article there about why you should embrace the AI revolution and why every company will soon need a chief AI officer. So DVLA,
You need a chief AI officer.
some guidance, please. You know what to do.
Now, let me give you a story that was brought on Citi Newsroom television 2 days ago. MCE describes war killings as a coordinated crime. And this story, we did it on Tuesday. The municipal chief executive for war in the Upper West region, Tahiru Isahaku Mumin, says he's worried about the recent gruesome murders in the area, describing the situation as coordinated crime. He said the perpetrators did not operate consistently as the discoveries of the bodies of the victims vary. Now, in an interview on Joy FM on Monday, he said this is a coordinated crime and the perpetrators have their way of operating. And while previous murders involved missing body parts, the recent killings have left the bodies intact, apart from the victims being killed. The MC noted that the variation in the killings created confusion regarding the motive behind the crime, as it often provided leads. Since the situations are not the same, it means that there has to be a lot of arrangement, looking at where to go and how to go about it. In a related development, the MP for Bole, Yusuf Sulemana, has appealed to Minister for Interior to put in place measures to end the war killings. The MP said that the war killings have gradually resulted in self-imposed curfew, causing people to sleep early for fear of possible attacks and killings. Last Sunday, a driver's mate suspected to be in his mid-20s was allegedly murdered in Dori, a suburb of Wa. The residents woke up to the frightening sight of the body of the driver's mate with a slash to the throat, which they suspected to be part of the serial killings in Wa. Mr. Ibrahim Zakaria, the assembly member for the area, said the driver of a trailer and his mate arrived at Wa in the late hours of Sunday with goods suspected to be salt, and that the driver of the vehicle slept in the vehicle while the mate slept on a mat on the pavement close to the vehicle. Then the assailant committed the crime. He appealed to people involved in the fight against crime rather than leaving it to the hands of the security agencies. So he's saying that Wa people should open their eyes. And now the incident brings to 16. Guys, 16. The number of people killed in Wa within 3 years, with the latest one recorded on Tuesday, June 18, when 2 private security guards of a school and the Wa East District Education Office were killed on the same night.
Bernard, you know that calls for William Ruto to step down have intensified after the bodies of some women were found decapitated at a dump site somewhere. These are security issues that are concerning. Meantime,
finally, President Joe Biden faces new pressure to step aside because of his age, with his campaign currently halted due to COVID-19 infection. This is what they call two troubles, one God. The two top Democrats in the U.S. Congress, Senator Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, are both reported by U.S. media to have met him privately to express concerns about his candidacy. Nancy Pelosi, who is the former House Speaker, is also reported to have told him that he cannot be Donald Trump in November's election. Announcing his COVID infection on Wednesday night, the White House said the 81-year-old was facing mild symptoms. But he has a picture where he has done this.
Yes.
And it went dark.
We wish Mr. President very well, speedy recovery. And let's see how
Uncle
it goes.
Joe.
Jump on now. Go. Google me. Now what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And and what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action no. Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
When you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh you go work, but you know it's out your side. You for believe with us, you for hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, everything you do, I live for you. Anywhere, you for believe I live inside. Fidelity, you for believe with us. Fidelity, oh you for know I live your side. Fidelity.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Citi Business News with Latte. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello to you out there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and Access Bank. Coming up this morning, government advised to use upcoming mid-year budget review to outline plans for Ghana's exit from the IMF program. Also, you'll be digging deeper into your pockets from next week as transport fares increase by 15% beginning Monday. That's the latest announcement by transport operators in the country. Plus, Ghana to receive more petroleum revenue following interest expressed by some countries in Africa to import petroleum products from the country. My name is Neil Latte. Thank you for joining us. Details of our stories now. Plans for government to exit the IMF program, measures on improving macroeconomic indicators, tax efficiency, and the avoidance of fiscal slippages this election year must dominate the upcoming mid-year budget review. That's the call of financial analyst as Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam prepares to present the half-year budget in Parliament later next week. I have more in the following report.
The government has hinted that it will not request a supplementary budget or introduce additional taxes. Rather, it will stick to financial prudence as elections approach. This is based on what it believes is sustained economic progress and a commitment to avoid overspending post-COVID-19. Economic measures, it says, are showing positive results with signs of stabilization and recovery in the Ghanaian economy. When then Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta presented the 2024 budget last year, many questioned his "we have turned the corner" assertion. But today, institutions like the IMF and World Bank have revised their GDP and other economic forecasts for Ghana upward, citing effective policy implementation, especially in controlling inflation. With these developments, some financial analysts say they expect the government to announce its IMF exit plan in the half-year budget. Professor Patrick Isumin is a finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School.
So the expectation is also that, there will be some announcement that the government will spend within what has been approved already, and that there shouldn't be any new additional spending requests. I think beyond that, I wish that the finance minister will tell us what the roadmap is beyond the current IMF program. There's not been much communication in terms of where we are going with that, outside telling us that the economy is recovering or we are turning a corner. We know the IMF program, best case scenario, allow us to attain some stability, but we need to move beyond that. We need to build the economy. We need to ensure that the economy is a lot more robust than it has been. So that's my hope that the statement will focus on that.
Fiscal policy is aligning with the IMF supported program, with the government having drawn $1.56 billion from the IMF and expecting a fourth tranche of $360 million by December. This is coupled with other international inflows from donor partners such as the World Bank, despite local currency volatility. These developments, according to Professor Isumin, will be enough grounds to further revise the government macroeconomic targets.
There's a strong possibility that may happen, even though this administration generally tend to be very conservative when it comes to giving growth projections. It always seems very averse to giving a high projection that may not be achieved. So there's a likelihood.
Now, commuters must brace themselves up to pay more in transport fares from next week. This is because the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana has announced a 15% increase in transport fares effective Monday, July 22, 2024. The association attributes this to recent skyrocketing fuel prices, which have seen some oil marketing companies retailing product above 15 Ghana cedis. David Awaglo is the public relations officer of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, and he has been speaking with Citi Business News.
We will be increasing transport fare on Monday by 15%. The reason being that fuel price have gone high. All that we use in servicing our vehicle have gone high. That necessitated the 15% increment. Transport Ministry is not aware, and we don't need to sit with Transport Ministry before we increase our transport fare. We keep saying this because, see, Abuso people, they are under Ministry of Trade. Even those that sell tomato, they are under Ministry of Trade. But they don't go there, announce before they increase their things. Why we drivers, unless we sit with Transport Minister before we increase ours? There is nothing like that. There is no law under this current dispensation, the Fourth Republic, in our Constitution. There is nothing enshrined over there like that, that if you are increasing transport fare, come to the minister, let minister approve. No. If minister have something doing, you should go and do it with MPA so that the fuel price and other things won't go up. If it didn't go up, which won't charge transport fare.
David Agbado speaks for the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana. More countries in the Africa sub-region are showing interest to import petroleum products from Ghana. The latest to join is Senegal and Gambia, which are set to begin the importation of petroleum products from Ghana. This has been announced by the National Petroleum Authority, justifying the development to the recently established Chinese-owned Sentu oil refinery in Ghana. Various products including petrol, aviation, kerosene, diesel and asphalt are being produced by the refinery. Deputy CEO for NPA Perry Okujeto spoke to the media after the opening session of the 6th Ghana International Petroleum Conference.
Because of coming into being of the new refinery, Century Refinery, we're getting a lot of orders from landlocked countries around the sub-region. We're getting orders from companies in Liberia, Gambia. We used to export products that are imported to Ghana and then ferried to the landlocked countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and we still do so. However, we're seeing an influx of orders coming in from Liberia, Gambia, that are seeking to get products from the new refinery that has been set up here in Ghana. It's just the beginning, so we can't talk volumes yet. We can talk volumes maybe at the end of the period or at the end of the year.
You heard Deputy Chief Executive Officer for the National Petroleum Authority, Perry Okujeto, there. Check-in services at the Kotoka International Airport have resumed after earlier disruptions last Tuesday. The failure in the check-in systems at the Terminal 3 of the airport was as a result of ongoing excavation works by the Ghana Water Company Limited along the fiber path of Telecel Ghana Limited between Cantonment and Teshinungwa. This led to disruption in some services that lasted for about an hour, affecting passenger processing, causing delays and negatively impacting airline turnaround times. But in a statement, the Ghana Airport Company Limited noted that the root cause of the disruption was identified as a fiber optic system failure due to the ongoing excavation works. However, noted that despite the initial challenge, the situation has been effectively managed using the backup internet service, allowing airlines to eventually depart for their respective destinations. President of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Ewa, has called on key stakeholders to prioritize financial literacy in Ghana. This appeal comes following a recent S&P Global Financial Literacy Survey, which found that only 32% of the Ghanaian population possesses the necessary knowledge to make informed financial decisions. Speaking to Citi Business News, John Ewa said educating consumers is critical to protecting them from potential abuse by financial product providers, particularly in the growing sectors of mobile money and online micro-lending.
Includes your right as a user of financial products, the complaints mechanisms that are available in the country, how you can lodge complaints if a bank or a financial institution is not heeding to your complaints, how to escalate those complaints. And it's all part of the education system. Bank of Ghana is an interested party, Ministry of Finance, several key stakeholders. I'm sure the mobile service providers, MTOs, mobile money operators, the digital financial service providers, the online micro-lending institutions, non-bank financial institutions, micro-finance, savings and loans, finance houses, they are all interested stakeholders, and we urge everyone in this ecosystem to take financial literacy seriously, because some customers or some users, out of ignorance, abuse the product, and for which reason an institution may assume proportionate risk if the users of the product don't understand what the implications.
John Ewa is the president of the Ghana Association of Banks. Before I go, let me take you to the forex market, where the dollar could be sold to you at 15 cedis 70 pesos. The British pound could be sold to you at 20 cedis, while the euro going for 16 cedis 80 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and Access Bank. My name is Neil Latilate. Many thanks indeed for your company, and do have a good business day.
Beautiful people, we are live in town, soaking in the excitement about the partnership between Access Bank and PABS, revolutionizing the way people move money across Africa. Let's hear directly from those reaping the benefits.
It's a relief. Anytime I send money back home, my family receives exactly what I send them, instantly.
I'm studying in Ghana, but originally from Nigeria. With this service, my parents send my school and hostel fees directly, and they do it with so much ease.
I run a fashion business. Let me tell you, sending and receiving money across Africa without those annoying forex fees has really cut down our operational costs.
Benefit from instant payments across Africa with zero foreign exchange hassle. Visit our website www.ghana.accessbankplc.com or call our toll free on 0800 004400 for all your cross-border payments.
Pass it with Access Bank.
Access Bank, more than banking.
Good energy hits the road with exciting choices to energize your ride, giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice.
Goyle, yeah.
Hey, managing a business is not easy. I mean, all the beyond boss or CEO, entrepreneur, it takes hard work and a whole lot of please come and buy. Me, I'm getting tired though. I mean, I care about my business, but this stress and sleepless nights. Hey!
Dentina, won't call MTN SME month no be. Yes, yeah, fine pound. See,
Abra Enoch, who sells electronics on our junction, he participated last year and he got a lot of expert advice and some tech things that has made running his business very easy.
Because it's like he's not part of us.
It's time to take your business to the next level with modern tools and solutions designed with you in mind. Join MTN Business this July in Accra and Kumasi as we partner with SMEs for growth. Visit mtn.com.gh/business or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111 for inquiries.
MTN.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Pull up. 7:15, City Business News brought to you by MTN, and our SME month is finally here. If you are a small business owner hungry for growth, get ready to turbocharge your journey with the ultimate digital and business solutions this month. Join us at the Tetekwasi Interchange from 18th to 20th July, in the Kumasi KJTR Market from 24th to 23rd July, as we empower your business with cutting-edge solutions and much more at an unbeatable rate. Call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111 to seize this opportunity and propel your business to new heights. You can also reach out at mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com for more information. And let Access Bank help you check your dream locations off your travel bucket list. Our aviation and hospitality desk is designed with you in mind. Let's help you book and pay for your ticket and secure travel insurance. Whether it's a tropical escape or a visit to family, Access Bank has got you covered. Avoid the hassle. Book your next flight with Emirates, South Africa Airways, Air Peace, or Africa World Airlines through Access Bank. We have a 55 branch network, gives you convenience, easy payments, and security. Call 0800 0044000 or go to ghana.accessbankplc.com. Access Bank, more than banking. Kickoff is next, my boss. Oh Lord. And he's here, Ketsi Lesheho. Our fixed deposit solution is your best option. You're not just investing, you're making your money work harder for you so you can watch your wealth grow. Call 027 004 0799. Lesheho, let's improve life. And you can now use Shell for fun. From planning date nights to making your kids happy with the latest toy and ice cream. These similar little things make all the difference in creating lasting memories. Good times start at Shell, where you can fill up on more than just fuel. You can fill up on love, laughter, and sumptuous bites and treats from our partner vendors. While you're enjoying yourself with family and friends, you can also get the love you deserve for your car at the Shell service station. It's one roof for everything. Visit Shell today.
But here is someone trying to find Cheba for, but Esibe steps up. He gives it away. Overconfidence gives Kotoko the advantage. Cheba for, here is Amidu Akwa. He shoots. And Kotoko has the second goal. Peter, Amidu, Akwa. 2 goals for Kotoko. 1 for Hasabok. It's a goal. Has 1, Kotoko 2.
And for the third time under Dr. Prosper Nateogum, Kumasi Asante Kotoko got the better of their rivals. Accra had to folk in the maiden edition of the Democracy Cup played last night at the Accra Sports Stadium. More from that in a bit, plus some transfer news across Europe. I am Bernard Abeku, and we are on the wings of Shell, Lesheho, and Zonda. We start off with this, and Asante Kotoko triumphed in the inaugural Democracy Cup, defeating Accra Heart to Folk 2-1 at the Accra Sports Stadium. This victory signifies Kotoko's third consecutive win against their arch rivals Accra Heart to Folk, following their 3-2 and 2-0 victories in the Premier League. The match was the highlight of an event led by Ghana's Speaker of Parliament, Abam Bagwin, celebrating the 30th anniversary of democratic governance. leagues in Ghana. The win last night sees Kotoko claim the ticket to face DC United in a friendly game later this year. Now, before the Heart vs Kotoko game, we had a curtain raiser involving some parliamentarians and former Black Stars, with the Select Ghana Parliament side winning 3-1 against the former Black Stars players. A pair of parliamentarians expressed their concern about the state of the pitch. After the game, we hear from former Sports Minister Nilante Vanderpoy.
The pitch is not as friendly as we would have wished to be, and it was a struggle really controlling the ball. But to some extent, it's okay. We've managed. We should thank God that there has not been any serious injury, and we hope that the main match will also be fantastic, just as we saw. It was fun, and we've all enjoyed ourselves. Only once a time, we've gotten out of the chamber, and we've come to the field to interact with the people who put us there. So we thank God. We thank God for it.
Our Deputy Minister for Youth and Sport, Evan Sopoku-Bobi, also stated that the poor nature of the Accra Sports Stadium pitch will be addressed in due time. He said this in an exclusive interview with Citi Sport on the sidelines of the Democracy Cup curtain raiser game between a select side from Ghana's Parliament and former Black Stars players.
The pitch itself is not all that good. This is the complaint that we've been receiving from the Minister of Youth and Sports. And the Honorary Minister has promised that we need to do something about it. So very soon, you Ghanaians will hear something about it. The pitch is not good at all. And when you are running, you are not careful, you fall down. So I have to say, 60% performance, I am okay with it, especially when you have not had the opportunity to play for the past 15 years. And you can do this, and you haven't even trained. And so this is what I have to say.
Now, away from that, the starts for the 2024-2025 Ghana Premier League season have been confirmed, with the campaign starting on September 6, 2024, 82 days after the 2023-2024 Premier League concluded on June 16, 2024. Premier League, Women's Premier League and Division 1 League clubs are to submit their squad list latest on August 17, 2024. To some, women's football now, and communications director for the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asante Chum, has stated that the match against Japan's Nadeshiko was a valuable test for the Black Queens, even though they suffered a heavy defeat at the Gogokeri Stadium. The game was part of the Black Queens' preparation for the upcoming AFCON set to start next July. In an interview with Channel 1 Sports, Henry Asante Chum expressed confidence that Coach Nora Hutla and her team will take away many positives from the experience against the 2011 world champions.
We met Nora yesterday just to pick her thoughts on what happened in Japan. She spoke about the fact that she is grateful to the FA that even though there is no immediate competition, we gave the players the chance to play this friendly. We were looking for two friendlies, actually, at least two friendlies. But unfortunately, we had Japan in Asia, and then the other opponent was in Europe. So it wasn't going to be possible. We tried as much as possible to get one more game in Japan, but it didn't work out. So we ended up playing only one match. But I think the exercise has been good. We are on a rebuilding exercise. The Black Queens couldn't make it to the last two editions of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Our last time was in 2018. In time past, we've lost to France before. We lost to, I think, Germany 11-1. We lost to France 8-0. And these are powerhouses. Japan are former world champions. So we thought it would be a good exercise for us to expose our players, for us to test our players, for us to get the chance to play, against one of the best teams in the world, to see where we are in our rebuilding exercise. And it couldn't have been any better playing against Japan. I think the first half was good. After the red card, it affected our team structure a bit, and then we conceded those 4 goals. But the FA is very much happy about this exercise. The coach is also excited about.
Away from Henry Asante Chum, the Director of Communications of the Ghana Football Association, let's move to Europe. And Tottenham's boss, Ange Postecoglou, says he's fully focused on bringing success to Spurs rather than considering a return to international management after being linked with the England job. The English Football Association is on the hunt for a new England boss after Gareth Southgate announced his decision to end his 8-year spell in charge days after defeat to Spain in the Euro 2024 final.
Mate, I'm in the middle of pre-season, start of pre-season, big year. I'm the Tottenham manager, and I've got nothing else but trying to bring success to this football club. And until I do that, there's no point in me thinking about anything else. I had a nap this afternoon, mate, so I have no idea what's going on.
Just on international football, does it ever think it'll be something you'll go back into? Because I think you're a little bit disillusioned with things in Australia at one stage.
Oh no, I enjoyed my time. I had 4 great years. We won the Asian Cup, qualified for a World Cup. But, you know, with all these things, I think there's always a natural end, and I thought it was a natural end for me there. But, yeah, I love coaching. I would love coaching the national team. But, mate, the future, who knows, mate? I mean, you know.
Let's do some transfers now. And Everton midfielder Amadou Onana is expected to complete his move to Aston Villa by the weekend. The financial details are now agreed with both player and the two clubs, with a medical likely to begin on Saturday when the player returns from a post-Euro 2024 break. Now, Fenerbahce have signed former Newcastle winger Alan Saint-Maximin on a loan from El Ali. Saint-Maximin will work under new Fenerbahce coach Jose Mourinho. So that's the latest from there. Well, Liverpool have appointed former Everton defender John Heitinga as an assistant coach under Arne Slot. The former Netherlands international previously held various coaching roles at Ajax, including a stint in charge of the senior men's side in 2023. Now, new Manchester United signing Joshua Zirkzee has sent a message to the club's supporters saying he's creative and unpredictable.
It's been a roller coaster the past few weeks. Some very good experiences, and I'm very happy to be here.
For any of our supporters who haven't seen you play before, how would you describe yourself as a player?
Creative player, good with the ball, a bit unpredictable at times. Those are the perfect words for me.
We read that you used to get in trouble with your mum because you were out playing all the time. It turned out okay, didn't it? How proud are they of you?
Yeah, I hope she forgives me now for all the times I came home late, or if I broke something in the backyard, or even just at home. So eventually it all worked out pretty well.
And it's brought you here. You're going to be working under the management of Erik ten Hag. How excited are you for that?
It's an extra privilege, of course, because he's Dutch. I'm Dutch as well. Besides that, it's obviously not the only reason why I came here. I mean, Manchester United is a huge club.
Oh, that's your sports on the Citi Breakfast Show. Join us later at 5 p.m. for the very latest from the world of sports. There is more sports stories when you log on to citisportsonline.com. I am Bernard Abeku. Sports is live. Get involved.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's go. No matter your situation, come to let's go. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, hey, let's go, hey, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
It's not just a service station. It's a place you get more for every visit. It's not just a place to fill your tank. It's a place to fulfill your cravings. From chicken to chocolate, caramel or the tasty latte. It's not just a place to service your car. It's the perfect place to wash your ride. It's a place where convenience, love, friendship, joy and laughter assemble. Because it all starts at Shell. Visit Shell today and enjoy a wide array of services and offers under one roof. It starts at Shell.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 450 gram Abena spaghetti, only 99 pence worth. And 1 liter Crystal Valley full cream or low fat milk, just 24 cedis, 99 pence worth each. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Price is valid until 21st July, only at ShopRite.
I am Honorary Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan, and this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms, so invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
The entries have been received and the marking has begun. Who makes it to the next round of the Literacy Challenge 2024? Randomly selected entries will be read on 97.3 Citi FM on Brunch in the City and the Traffic Avenue, and on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Stay tuned to 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV to find out who makes it to Level 2 of the Literacy Challenge. Level 2, Aptitude Test. The top 50 contestants from across Ghana to make it to the next round shall take part in a written aptitude test on Saturday, 27th July 2024 at 12 p.m. at the Accra Digital Center. Grand finale. The top 10 contestants chosen from Level 2 shall compete for the grand prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis in a classic quiz competition on Saturday, 17th August 2024. The Literacy Challenge 2024 is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and is sponsored by Ghana National Gas Company, Alive Soap. Feel fresh, feel alive. From the House of Wilma Africa Limited. Fortune spread for bread. Yummy, delicious, always on point. Another quality product from Wilma Africa Limited. Ruby Biscuits by M4 Foods and Prospectus Ghana Limited.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. conversation.
(7:36). It's Thursday mornings, the 18th of July. Happy birthday to Ifua Kunedu, Deputy Head Corporate Affairs and External Relations at MIF. And birthday wishes to Reverend Ernesto Damia Sari, Tech District Minister, Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Kumasi. May the good Lord continue to bless you and your family. Happy birthday to Right Honorable Thomas Kofi, the National Speaker for Youth Model Parliament of Youth Empowerment Consortium. From all YMPs at the Youth Empowerment Consortium, wish our son Inkunim Yao Ano Enim of Tema Parents Association School, Class 5 Uranus in Tema, a beautiful birthday. We wish him God's unending protection over his life, good health, and bright future from his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Enim, aka Toronto, in Shira Kwame Enim and Irabana Enim. Good morning, team. Please help me wish my lovely wife, Mrs. Menu, a happy birthday. May the good Lord continue to bless and favor her in all her endeavors. From Isaac Frimpong Menu. Help me wish a wonderful woman, a pillar of prayer, my complete half and mother of our twin boys, Mrs. Mercy Ohimin Kome. Happy birthday. Glow as you grow, from Ruben Kome in Teshin. All right, so a couple of things coming up this morning. Yeah, we have a troubling story from the Upper West region, specifically where in the past 2.5 years or so, 16 people have been killed under very mysterious circumstances. We'll try and get to the bottom of that subject for you shortly. Meanwhile, I just saw a story in the graphic that I wanted your comment on. So an organization called Missing Children Ghana appoints 2 specialists. So apparently there's a not-for-profit organization dedicated to locating missing children in Ghana and reuniting them with their families. And they've announced 2 appointments, Dr. Jifar, a clinical psychologist, and Dr. Patience Ashoko Kwe, a retired commissioner of police. Now, the organization basically seeks to address gaps in curbing the missing children phenomenon, and essentially that this is an issue of concern. And they say it's a known thing that in this country a lot of children stay away from home during an election year or stray away from home during an election year, and they feel like there needs to be a concerted effort to deal with that phenomenon of missing children. I'm bringing that together with the issue of the murders in Wa that have gone unsolved, and we'll try and deal with that issue for you on the show today. But the other thing that I thought I wanted to bring up quickly was a story that I know is a pet peeve of Richard Sky and a few of you. Regulate the use of honorary doctorate titles. Let me read the story. So the Deputy Minister for Education, Professor Kingsley Nyako, has urged the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission to step up efforts to regulate the use of doctoral titles in the country. According to him, the conferment of honorary doctoral degrees and unregulated use of such titles had the potential to undermine the true essence of academic pursuit in the country. Quote, nobody is fighting against anyone who wants to obtain an honorary doctorate degree. It's an honor and an achievement that some of us need to add as part of our accomplishment. But we do not have to prefix our names with it. Some of us are concerned that if the practice was encouraged, it has the potential of undermining the quest for graduate studies. If I can buy a doctorate degree, why would I go to a classroom to study for one? He emphasized. The Deputy Minister made a call when he visited the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTEC in Accra on Tuesday as part of his familiarization tour of selected agencies under his ministry. His visit to GTEC was to enable him acquaint himself with their strategic plan and policies. Now, Professor Nyaku expressed satisfaction with the level of collaboration, yada, 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 yada.
But is it that universities or tertiary institutions are hiring lecturers, academics who are not PhDs?
That's not what he's saying.
Then what is his problem?
He's saying that they should regulate the use of the title. So if, for example...
Who should regulate it?
GTEC.
Why?
Because they are in the space. So they should regulate it where, if you're asking?
Yeah, like...
In the public.
Because if the person is working at the University of Ghana, there is no way you will be working to the University of Ghana without the actual PhD and be calling yourself doctor in a classroom.
Are you saying he's making the right call to the wrong person?
I'm just asking. It's a right call. I get the problem because we have
you don't know how GTEC will solve it.
We have a lot of that in Ghana, Nigeria, and a couple of other places.
Yes.
You understand? Because, like, I just recently dealt with it. I deal with a lot of these people on a day-to-day basis in different jurisdictions. There are some of them, look, I know, like, a Professor Emeritus who, until you read his CV, everybody calls him Dave.
And you know what's even funny? Opposite that story on page 13, VVU confers honorary doctorate degrees on President Akufo-Addo and 2 others. So look at it. Page 12. Regulate the use of honorary doctorate titles, Professor Nyaku. Then opposite the story. So the first story is by Precious Nyaku. The second one is by Cliff Ekufo. Valley View University on Sunday conferred an honorary doctorate degree on President Akufo-Addo and 2 others at its 31st congregation held at Oyebi campus in Bone. A citation accompanying the conferment of the degree cited his contribution to education and socio-economic development in Ghana and the sub-region, as well as unwavering desire to build the educated population of the country. The other 2 are Chief Executive Officer of Svani Ghana, Mr. Thomas Vanikia, and the Managing Director of GOIL, Kwame Osei-Prempeh. They were recognized for their exemplary leadership for playing several roles in their respective endeavors to enhance the cause of humanity.
So the problem here would be if the former member of parliament, who is now board chair of GOIL,
Kwame Osei-Prempeh,
starts calling himself Dr. Kwame Osei-Prempeh. He should just be satisfied with still being Kwame Osei-Prempeh, who has been honored as such. The problem here for us is in our environment, we turn...
Once he's been given the honorary doctorate,
the person feels the need to attach that to his or her name. Secondly,
but why confer something to me that I can't use? If you say I'm honorary doctorate, I'm honorary.
No. It's always it's kind of like honorary citizenship of. It's not actual citizenship. It does not mean that you suddenly become a citizen. You understand? It's ceremonial.
Hey,
but here's the thing. But here's the thing. Here is the problem, and there's a reason why it's not a global problem.
You think it's a Ghana-Nigeria problem?
It's a Ghana-Nigeria and a few other places problem.
You sure?
Oh, of course. Because we have come to attach financial gain to this. There's even a business element to this. So we've had all kinds of organizations suddenly spring up and be dashing these things. Meanwhile, if you go and check the countries of origin of these organizations, they rarely dash those things. But here, if you're able to pay $5,000, people, somebody who is a CEO somewhere is not satisfied with just being a CEO. As if the CEO is not enough of an accomplishment.
He wants the honorary doctorate to add.
And
so he calls himself doctor.
Yes. But people should learn. That's the most important thing for me.
Can the media do the job too? Can we start?
Yes.
So can the media decide that when somebody is being introduced or written about,
yes,
if the person's doctor is not a PhD or a medical doctor, we should refuse to call them doctors.
Yes, I'm a stickler for those things. Like somebody may tell, oh, I am this. If I know your proper background, there's no way you're getting me to address you in that manner.
That's why you don't get MC jobs.
Yes,
because me,
I won't call you.
We call us a business.
Yes, but that's
when you are introducing people, they only come and tell you, "Hey, please, I'm the doctor."
No, you are not.
Hey.
You're not. You see, so
and I don't have the tools at that time to test. But they will say, "Please, it's called doctor."
People should just learn to be content with their achievements. You do not need these honorifics to expand your status in society.
Yeah.
There are too many people, and for me, it hurts me because these are some of the most accomplished persons.
But they are not satisfied with.
But they are not satisfied with it.
They want the doctor.
Yeah. So if you want it, go through the rigor.
The other question is, if you are given 2 honorary doctorates, so can you call yourself doctor?
A lot of them do. But I'm not saying it's unnecessary. If people were just satisfied with their accomplishments, there would not be the need to get an honorary PhD and then you put it on your calling card.
But this table you are shaking with Dr. Kinsley Nyaku, to affect people you admire a lot, because there are people you and I know.
It doesn't change
his community who are called Bernard. Doctor, but when we shake the thing, their doctor is just honorary.
Yes, but Bernard, my admiration for you is not based on the honorary degree you received. It is based on what you have achieved and who you are. That's why I'm saying that I think it's a weakness of the mind, honestly, for me. Yes, it's a weakness of the mind.
Because you work with academics.
What kind of ego boosting do you need?
It's not because you work with academics, so you are more inclined to. Because this argument is usually made by academics who feel like I've spent 5 years studying for a PhD, only for somebody who has been probably paid or just done some work somewhere to be given a doctor, and we are all equated the same. It's not fair. So now they are even. A lot of them now want to be professors because, like, the doctor cry is nothing.
Yes, but even here's the thing: you will find a lot of academics who are PhDs who actually, if you don't call them doctor, they don't care.
Let me go back to that. In Ghana, so when I do like
because they know it already.
When I do like a moderation for an event which has international people, typically, if the person is a PhD, when they write their name, they will write Richard Delaskai
PhD at the end.
They will not say Dr. Richard Delaskai.
No. Yeah.
But in Ghana, if you don't call them doctor,
they will not respond.
This MC, what is his problem? They may even change you in the heat of the program.
Yeah, and
so I don't know whether you are saying it's a Ghana problem.
It's not just a Ghana problem. It's a Ghana, Nigeria, and a few other places problem. And I'll tell you this: you see, it's people use it like I'm saying. We created an economy for it. Let's not lie. There are a lot of these institutions who take payment. There was one from Ukraine, I remember, who came to do something in Kumasi. My good friend Songo got some. Asamoah got some. They gave everybody. You pay your 3,000 or your 4,000 or your 5,000. You collect simple. Doctor. So,
But they don't use it. These guys don't use it.
No. But that is what it is. There's an economy around it. And I'm saying, why?
And that economy is driven by people's sense of wanting to.
Yes, people want to be
validation.
There's validation, and people think that perhaps it increases your value in our society. It should not. It should not. Also, and Bernard, allow me on this. I blame the religious community a bit because this is very, very endemic in that society. Reverend Doctor Pastor. Prophet doctor, something.
Reverend doctor.
There are many of them.
Reverend doctors I knew when I was growing up. They were.
Either you've come from Trinity or something.
They were lecturers who were like theologians.
Bernard, I bet you that you know about 50 reverend doctors. If you were to shake the table properly, only 5 will survive.
Can we change the subject?
Only 5 of the reverend doctors you know will survive.
Can we
it is a huge problem in that community.
Can we talk about something?
I do not know how being a reverend minister became inadequate. And there was the need to add doctor to the reverend.
And even
that is where it grew from.
And the reverend, by the way, is even some people, because apparently I'm told reverend, you have to be conferred.
Yes.
You don't take it upon yourself. So even if you're a preacher, you are just called Pastor Nathan. So you have reverend is it's like it's a conferment of a sort. But these days there are a lot. But I think I think for me, it's both the issue of feeling inadequate, wanting validation, low self-esteem, and then possibly also low standards. Because now there are different people who call themselves different titles who just emerge. You know, a society that cannot...
I don't want to query you.
Yeah, a society that cannot uphold standards in terms of who are you, where are you from. I mean, look at the way our churches have become. You get it? It's very symptomatic of a society that is... the standard bearers are few. So you can come out and say anything and do anything. There's no track record. You get it? Because to call somebody even a reverend, from what I know, you have to have gone through a process. Then they will publicly declare you a reverend. You get it? So that's why my friend Mauli Chikata, he is a reverend. That's why he wears that collar. Because he went through
the process.
And there was a day that they gave him that thing. Of course, I feel like there's a much deeper issue here beyond simply the economy.
It's low self-esteem.
I think it's more... Okay, I think that's part on the human side. But I also think societally, we don't have enough gatekeepers of standards.
Okay.
Where you have... People can just emerge. Because in certain fields or in certain places, before they even put you on air...
Oh, yes.
Right? Before they put you on air to even comment...
Yes.
What has he written? Who has he taught?
Yes.
Do you get it? So, and even in some African societies, if before you find yourself on a mainline radio station, you should have have some track record.
Yes.
It's not even academic thing.
Yes.
You should basically be somebody of worth note. But here, you can even be just assembled by a political party to say you're a communicator.
Yes.
So once you're a communicator for the party, you can talk.
So I'll give you a typical example.
You see?
So for us, where the conversation, you're a very brilliant man. Like, I'll give a typical example, and Sky will forgive me for this. Like, my man Sky here, everybody knows his mind, right? Writes brilliantly. Every time he's arguing with me, Godfred, why is it that you will not allow me to do this and this and this?
Because you are not there yet.
That is what I told him, and he's like, but you, pa.
It's not about ability. It's about gatekeeping standards and also setting rules around. Otherwise,
meanwhile, if Sky were to write on parliamentary processes and procedure, I mean,
it's better than some people who have even studied it.
He's done it for 20 years.
Not a problem. Because when I went to MBA, one of my best lecturers was a mister who was not an academic, who had worked in operations for 25 years, and he was teaching me, including people who had master's degrees.
I'm coming. The difference there is this. Our concession is that you should have been teaching that particular thing in a recognized institution. It's not just by practice.
Why isn't practice enough?
It's not just by practice. No, because there are rules. Yes.
So you're okay. But I am thinking more around like Legon.
Yes.
If you want to lecture in Legon.
Yes.
So let's put it this way.
I agree with you on that point. That's what I agree with you.
If you wanted somebody to teach a
journalism
class on political journalism.
Yes.
I don't know how many people can do it better than
this
guy in terms of what he's covered. But I don't think Legon will allow you to teach that, because they will say
you should have a PhD.
Your master's is in law. Your master's is not in whatever. And also you don't have a PhD.
Yes.
So I think we have to balance between the need for standards and also flexibility and being pragmatic. Because knowledge is not just the theory of the thing. Because if you've practiced something for 25 years at a high level and you are excellent at it. My MBA professor for operations management, he was Mr. Something. He was working in some engineering firm. He comes without paper. But the level of insight he gives on operations is incredible. Do you get me? But here, there is also two things. I think your point around this whole lack of standards, this whole doctor thing is true. I don't think we'll wipe it out. For me, when you see such manifestations, a society that has let the door ajar for too long, standard bearers have allowed low quality things to enter our system. And now people who have earned PhDs don't even feel satisfied anymore, because now they feel like doctor is so common. Now let me go for professor. And even professor now, they want full, because AFSO prof is not good enough. Right? I am saying to you, it's not what they call you, it's what you can do. That's the issue. If we have that mindset, it will change a lot of things in Ghana, because it's about ability. It shouldn't be about title, because you can be given a position and you have no knowledge of what you want to do. Okay, so let's just not overemphasize it.
Just to quickly say that, I think it's something that is also ingrained in our societal consciousness, for some reason. So, we were colleagues here, right?
Yeah.
I left to the UK, did my law, came back, and then all of a sudden, my colleagues would now call me counsel instead of referring to me by my common name, Dela or Richard or Sky, as the people say. So, so consistently, I have to remind people that, look, I am the same guy. Call me Dela, call me Rich. That's what I thought.
You're not the same guy.
No, he's the same guy.
You came back.
It is wrong. I say that just call me by my first name and people like calling me by my last name. Sky, I don't mind. But it is something that for some reason people see that as the right thing to do.
It's called flattering title.
It's
they're addressing you.
I think it's wrong.
Flattering titles.
Yeah, and you see, and that is what even irks me, right? So you are reading a newspaper story. A journalist who should know better
Then they say
writes that lawyer
something.
Kwame Kweku.
They shouldn't do that.
No, it's wrong. The lawyer is not a title.
Kwame Kweku.
That is his profession. His name is Kwame Kweku, Mr. Kwame Kweku.
Charlie, we are looking for position, so we need to be Charlie.
And you see, the embarrassing thing is that
they call the MPB General Secretary lawyer Justin Kodia.
It is wrong.
Yeah, his name is Justin Kodia.
Justin Kodia.
No. But when he was learning law school,
it is not relevant.
It is wrong in which Bible? His lawyer Justin Kodia.
By practice, when you are communicating with another lawyer, right? Yeah. Or you are sending a message to someone who is should take notice of the fact that you are a lawyer.
So that he doesn't.
That is when you
commit physical.
So I'm writing to you. Maybe you live in my house.
Yes.
And then maybe I'm writing to your lawyer to notify him that your occupation.
So you know that yes, lawyer to lawyer.
Yeah, that's right.
So you treat it with the same.
Exactly. So you take professional notice of what has been written.
So the Esquire, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So previously it was not lawyers who were using it.
Oh.
These are commoners who eventually rose through the ranks and want to be noble men in British society.
And lawyers have taken it upon themselves.
So at a certain point, when we were, the UK people were no longer using this whole title of, what do you call it, Esquire. So the lawyers sort of adopted it. But it became endemic, particularly in the US. But it's used in the professional setting. But we have come to understand it to mean that if you are a lawyer, then Esquire, I'm going to address somebody.
Okay.
Then somebody.
By the way,
Richard Sky.
By the way, let me
call me Richard Sky. It's okay.
The thing you are saying and the thing, what does it spoil? Because there are some people in Ghana that if I want to, somebody send me a list.
There's a list. Mention the list for me. I beg you.
Wait, no.
I don't have the courage.
I do. Give it to me.
Give it to me. The problem is degenerating. Some 2x4. Yes, with great respect to the young man who is aspiring to become Speaker of Parliament someday.
Who is that?
Somebody sent a message.
Sorry, the youth parliament something.
And then they are already calling right honorable.
And then
they're calling him right. Even assemblymen and DCs are called honorable.
It is wrong.
What is wrong with that?
Look, let me.
Have you been an assemblyman before?
Why is an assemblyman called honorable?
Even the title honorable, it is not honorable Bernard Avle.
What is it?
It's Bernard Koku Avle, the honorable member of parliament for Hohwe.
It's an adjective.
Yes.
You used to describe after.
Yes, so it's not honorable Ben. No, it's wrong. But you see,
it's wrong in which book?
That is how the people who brought the whole thing. That's how they do it.
Changed it. But have you noticed that everything they brought, you change it?
So that is why assembly members have it, DCs have it.
Yes.
Church committee elders now also have honorable.
Yes. Richard, so I want to find out. So for example, what is the right way to address the Speaker of the House?
So he's Alban Bagbin, the right honorable
Speaker of Parliament. Yes. Okay. So he's not a right honorable.
8 o'clock, Reverend Doctor. Hey! Listen, Godfred wants to do mischief.
The list is here.
I will not let you do that.
Good morning.
I don't have the courage to. I don't have the courage to because some things are there. We say it's okay.
They know themselves.
Yeah, they know themselves. We also have to, I don't have a problem for this, but when you speak to wise people, you don't have to be direct.
Okay.
So then they know.
They don't know. But they will use them. You are writing a book. You are not a doctor.
It doesn't matter.
You go and write it the doctor. So this is just wrong.
But what's our Dr. Rokoto? and social media trends brought to you by Telecel and First Bank Ghana. The Telecel More Money promo is here. 1 million CD grand prize is up for grabs, and it could be you. Simply reload your mobile money using Telecel Cash Wallet and be part of the daily and weekly draws, where you could win up to 30,000 every week. Purchase data or airtime using Telecel Cash Wallet and double your chances. Making payments onto your fixed broadband also gives you the chance to be the next millionaire. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning. To opt in for free, dial star 500 hash or send win to 500 or visit the Telecel Play app. And the biggest dream starts small. So this long vacation, enroll your child or ward on the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program from July 15 to September 15 to enable them gain valuable work experience. Simply sign up your ward or child for the Kids First account for those who are below 12 or the Me First account for teenagers up to 17. Make an initial deposit of 300 cedis in their account, and they can be part if they apply for the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. To experience an exciting internship at any of our branches, get to participate in essay writing competitions and win an attractive cash prize. To find out more, call 059 69 21 921 or email firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. Tech and social media trends is next with Nathan. So what trendeth? What's trending?
Anyway, let's start off with the Democracy Cup from yesterday. So, Hearts of Oak, Asante Kotoko, Accra Sports Stadium, all trending because of the Democracy Cup. It was played at the venue yesterday evening. Asante Kotoko winning by 2-1. They beat Accra Hearts of Oak for the third time in recent months. So, as David Oklu predicted, they gave Hearts Ayele.
Ayele is the third one.
Ayele is the third, yeah. So they gave them Ayele.
Okay,
you will get into that later. But
Ayele is
football fans,
Ayele is three. So if you are playing draft and they give you Ayele, means they
Anyway, to other things trending, the name Maya is trending. How or why is the name Maya trending? British rapper Stormzy and his now ex-girlfriend Maya yesterday announced that they had split up. They had been going out on and off for a bit, but they said now I said it's not working.
So why are they telling us?
So the name Maya.
The jobs are even
Charlie is trending. Other things that are trending: Deputy IGP and Dan Parry all trending. Yesterday, the announcement came that was COP Yohuno.
Yes. Fine man. Yeah.
Yes, he's now Dr. Dan Parry's number 2.
Yeah,
so man. That's also in there as well. A number of other bits and bobs here and there. But to some tech news now, we all know Amazon, e-commerce giant, right? Now they are the subject of a US Senate investigation, and that investigation has revealed that Amazon's warehouses are especially dangerous for workers during the company's annual Prime Day event as well as the holiday season. Prime Day held on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, according to the US Senate reports, quote, is a major cause of injuries for the warehouse workers who make it possible, according to Senator Bernie Sanders, who chairs the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor and Pensions. The report noted that extremely unsafe conditions in Amazon's warehouses during the 2 peak periods and called on the company to do more to protect warehouse workers. So you may be shopping from Amazon, you are enjoying e-commerce, but at the back end are workers who are breaking their back to get your good to you, and the US Senate is saying that Amazon will have to review some of these conditions.
Going up? Yes, after you. No, you first. No, please, I insist. You first. I wouldn't dare, my friend. You first. Beauty before brains, my friend. You first. The honor would be mine. You first.
Oh my word. And I hear they were there the whole day. Our employees take our You First philosophy to a whole new level. Get used to a bank that believes in putting you first. FBN Bank is now First Bank Ghana. First Bank Ghana. You first.
Auntie T, I beg, Fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no.
Problem no day. I fit handle am.
For Telecel, we dey bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you dey want am. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The entries have been received and the marking has begun. Who makes it to the next round of the Literacy Challenge 2024? Randomly selected entries will be read on 97.3 Citi FM on Brunch in the City and the Traffic Avenue, and on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Stay tuned to 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV to find out who makes it to Level 2 of the Literacy Challenge. Level 2, Aptitude Test. The top 50 contestants from across Ghana to make it to the next round shall take part in a written aptitude test on Saturday, 27th July 2024 at 12 p.m. at the Accra Digital Center. Grand finale. The top 10 contestants chosen from Level 2 shall compete for the grand prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis in a classic quiz competition on Saturday, 17th August 2024. The Literacy Challenge 2024 is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and is sponsored by Ghana National Gas Company, Alive Soap. Feel fresh, feel alive. From the House of Wilmer Africa Limited. Fortune spread for bread. Yummy, delicious, always on point. Another quality product from Wilmer Africa Limited. Ruby Biscuits by M4 Foods and Prospectus Ghana Limited.
Hey, we see you specking your car, taking that trip, chilling on the beach. Charlie, now we want to see this become your story. Simply use your ABSA card 10 times or more and you'll be entered into a monthly draw where you stand the chance to be among 5 lucky winners to take home 40,000 Ghana cedis. The more you use your card, the more entries you'll receive. Earn an extra entry by using the ABSA app or internet banking 5 times or more. No ABSA card? Don't worry. Visit the nearest branch for an ABSA account or card today and make winning part of your story. Promotion is between 1st July and 31st October. This promotion is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 500 gram good start porridge white oat, only 16 cedis, 99 pence worth, and 1 liter series juice for just 39 cedis, 99 pence worth. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Price is valid until 21st July 2024. Only at ShopRite.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
we have two issues to look at. We'll look at the WA situation shortly, but the Deputy Minister of Education has shaken a very big table. And the way the table is shaking, I want to run away from the table. He's asking in the Ghanaian Times today that the GTech should regulate the use of the honorific doctor in Ghanaian public discourse.
I think they should.
You agree with me?
I think they should. If people would not be, if you like, courteous to the Ghanaian consciousness and restrain themselves, perhaps we should use the route of regulation to force them to do the right, because it gets confusing. I don't think it is fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Assemblymen want to be called honorable. You should honorable business, right? Honorable. Somebody is doing so mood parliament. All of a sudden, honorable, right? Honorable, something. Doctor. This, please. It's sometimes it gets nauseating. I beg you, stop.
If you are tired of paying exorbitant bills, you should consider investing in a top-tier solar solution from Ghana's leading solar company, Translight Solar Limited, at highly competitive prices. With Translight Solar's solar system, you can reduce your electricity cost and escape doomsday permanently. Solar power is no longer just a backup for ECG, but a viable everyday energy source. Install a system from Translight and enjoy an uninterrupted power supply. Visit us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, between ARS and American House. You can also visit our website at translightsolar.com. You may call 0504 249 7th, the Saturday. GT Bank, or Guarantee Trust Bank, will hold the third edition of its biggest corporate social responsibility initiative, the GT Bank Annual Autism Workshop and Consultation at the Kofi Ohini Konedo Auditorium, UPSA, on the theme, A Spectrum of Possibilities. Now, this is a 5-day event. We'll begin with a workshop on Tuesday, the 23rd, where there will be in-depth discussions on autistic spectrum disorders. There will also be policies and discussions on inclusive education and communication across the spectrum with subject matter experts. You also get to share your concerns and gather insights on how best to manage an autistic ward. We have a team of leading medical specialists and consultants from the US, UK, Nigeria, and Ghana to take participants through a free one-on-one consultation in the areas of speech and behavior and occupational therapy, child psychology, special education needs, etc. Registration is absolutely free. Call toll-free 0800 124 000. Guarantee Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Now, did you know that cooking with firewood and charcoal is harmful to your lungs and is as dangerous as smoking? Well, now you do. So change your ways. You need to use liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, and there's a new plan or a new policy rolled out by the NPA. It's called the cylinder recirculation model. Just go to any nearby exchange point and trade your empty cylinder for a filled one. Say the gas bowl, gas ba. Make the smart switch from firewood and charcoal to gas for a healthier, happier life. This message is brought to you by the NPA and the Ministry of Energy. Now, this morning you want something to take, I recommend Twisco, the new chocolate drink produced by the people at Cowbell, and it contains a lovely combo of premium cocoa powder and Enafort. Twisco is available in 20 grams and can be found in your nearest neighborhood store. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. And this ad is FDA approved. Now, your living room deserves class, warmth, and memory for your family and friends who visit your home. That's why Ash Foam is producing a masterclass range of sofas and couches to fit in every corner and every space. If you are interested, call 0243 200 729 or visit their showrooms in all the big malls and other locations near you. Be an Ash Foamer now. Ash Foam, feel it, know it.
Oh, maybe you don't care about getting an honorary doctorate. You want to spec that old car. You want a home makeover, or you want a relaxing beach getaway. ABSA's got you. Use your ABSA card 10 times or more in a month, and you could be a lucky winner in the ABSA Change Your Story promotion and extra entries by using our digital channels 5 times or more. From now until the end of October, 5 lucky winners will take away 40,000 Ghana cedis each every month to change their stories. For more information, visit an ABSA branch today. This promotion is regulated by the National Law 3 Authority on the Caritas platform. Your story matters. APSA terms and conditions apply.
Yes, indeed.
Now, the VW Ghana is excited to announce its 40K promo campaign. For every T-Cross subcompact crossover SUV purchase, you save 40,000 Ghana cedis. For every Amarok pickup purchase, you save 40,000 Ghana cedis. Take advantage now. Drive Ghana, drive Volkswagen. Hurry while stocks last. T's and C's apply. For more information about our range of models, Vetus, T-Cross, Tijuan Allspace, Terramont, and the Amarok pickup, call or WhatsApp VW Ghana on 025-795-6688.
Now, there's a situation vacant. The Judicial Service of Ghana invites applications from qualified lawyers for the position of magistrate. Applicants must be Ghanaians enrolled on the roll of lawyers in Ghana. Must not be less than 3 years standing at the bar. Must be persons of high moral character and integrity. Must be computer literate and able to use word processing software, Microsoft Word. Qualified candidates may be required to take a written exam, ICT proficiency test, and undergo an interview. Interested persons should submit a completed application form, a CV with the names and contact details of 3 referees, together with copies of enrollment and qualifying certificates, and all other relevant certificates to the Judicial Secretary, Judicial Service, Ghana, P.O. Box 119, Accra.
Council.
The two. Now, 2 weeks from date of publication, application forms can be obtained from the Finance Department of the Judicial Service Administration Block in Accra.
Wow.
The forms are also downloadable at judicial.gov.gh, after which payment for same should be made at the Finance Department of the Judicial Service.
Okay. So you see.
But why are you looking at Sky's face? What's reading that? You can't read it.
I'm hoping he doesn't get tempted, because I need him here for 2 more years. When he takes that way, he can't do this job again. So Sky, please pretend you've not heard this. If you are a lawyer of 3 years standing at the bar and you qualified, you want to be a magistrate, it's good national service.
That's right.
Go to judicials.gov.gh or go to the Finance Department of the Judicial Service Administration Block, pick up a form and apply to be a magistrate.
Yeah, magistrate.
All right.
Let me just quickly point something else. Yes. There's something that we normally say publicly, and unfortunately some of us lawyers write it, and then judges also sometimes.
Class prefect.
So we say that what same cannot be. It is the same. So Bernard gave me a book. Same I intend to use for something. So you gave me a book. Which book I intend to use for
the same?
It's the same. So you are referring to the very thing that he's given to you. But every time same, please, let's we know the little we have learned. We too we
use it well.
Small.
Well, the same can be said of a story I'm about to share with you.
Okay.
Which is an old neighbor of mine, a very hardworking baker who makes the tastiest pastries. For many years, she's always had a small shop. On my way to work today, I passed by her shop and she's upgraded to deliveries. All it took was a conversation with the APSA and she got a collateral free loan of up to 500,000 Ghana cedis with a 10% annual interest rate, best rate on the market today. So for budding entrepreneurs seeking the next chapter in their stories, visit any APSA branch to speak to someone to help guide you on your journey, because at APSA your story matters.
All right, we'll bring you a few more announcements and then we'll read your reactions to this. This was mainly like a side topic, but it seems to have generated a lot of interest. The use of honorifics in Ghanaian society. Some of the insights I'm getting are pretty shocking. So apparently, based on what I'm being told, so this is my friend of mine who works at KNUST. He is in the academic system, so he understands these things. He says, Bernard, this issue is a serious issue. Now, a professor, associate, or full is a rank.
Yes.
Ideally, it cannot be used to indicate superiority over, say, a PhD holder.
Yes.
So you can't say Principal Medical Officer Avle. You can say Dr. Avle, Principal Medical Officer. So any academic who uses professor to indicate that he is above a doctor is a lost soul. And then the academic ranks are professor, which is the highest, associate professor, senior lecturer, lecturer, assistant lecturer. Also, all the above are PhD holders except the assistant lecturer. So the right designation is Bernard Avle, PhD, or Dr. Bernard Avle, associate professor. Now, this doctor matter to somebody is dealing with it and saying that, in fact, it was just the medical doctors who were using the doctor. The PhD holders were just to write Nathan Kwao, PhD.
Yes.
But they joined the fray and now it's a free for all. Another correction that's come in. This is from our friend Armando. So he was saying this in relation to my comment that British Sky may not be able to teach. He says that's not true. He says it is not entirely true that you can't be engaged at a university without a PhD. Per GTech requirements, PhD is the minimum qualification to teach as a lecturer. One can be appointed as an adjunct lecturer without a PhD.
It's true.
Or assistant lecturer.
When I taught at UPSC, my designation was an adjunct lecturer.
Wonderful. Yes. But of course, with relevant working experience. So Sky can be engaged as an adjunct lecturer without a PhD. It is part of our culture at the business school, for instance, to invite practitioners to teach some of our topics. Then he says, I have done same, and my colleagues also do same. So that's from Armando.
Sky, this is your outlet.
Yeah,
so please, this is your chance. Armando has given you the pass.
The lecturers are talking
to me.
The lecturers are
Armando, Sky thanks you very, very much.
Finally, the door has been opened.
Now, here's another one. Bernard.
The realms have been unlocked.
Because Sky wants to do damage.
He said, Bernard, Reverend Joyce Aye, Reverend Otabil, Papa Duncan, Reverend Steve Wengam, and Pia Kofi are all honorary holders of PhDs.
Oh.
Even Kwame Nkrumah's use of doctor was honorific. It didn't start today. It only became pronounced because people, otherwise known as charlatans, joined the fray from the late 90s and spoiled the whole thing. If not, we would have quietly been enjoying this. So the thing was going well before some people joined.
So what happened at that time?
They spoiled the thing. So I think that point is very. So that's why I don't want to push this too much, because you
go mention.
So now Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Are you saying you can, now everybody calls him Dr. Kwame Nkrumah? Okay. So when I read his autobiography, I know he did
theology.
He did theology. He was at Lincoln. He was also in the UK. I don't know if he finished his PhD, because he spoke about how he had to interrupt it to come back to do his work. So Kwame Nkrumah technically did not finish his PhD thesis.
It's a very controversial topic.
And now he's Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Who am I? Who am I? Because at the risk of your Kwame Nkrumah, I'm not even going to do that. Caleb, please help me. So so that's why I want to change the subject. The topic is very difficult.
It is not.
That one.
No, Charlie.
The facts are contested.
I'm still young.
So you know,
that's what I'm saying. I don't
some people contest. Some people insist it's completed.
Oh,
so the records are.
But
hold on. If Kwame Nkrumah signed all his letters,
yes,
right. How did he sign his letters?
Well, as to signing your letters,
that's the issue.
In his autobiography, I don't think he said he finished. Or he didn't go for it. Something happened. I need to go back. But he didn't say he finished the PhD. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, there are people who have written that he chose to serve Ghana at the expense of
I think he
finishing.
said it because he describes his educational journey in his own book.
You know, I did a documentary on Kwame Nkrumah. I think when we celebrated 50 years as a nation, and this was one of the things I counted in my research. And you know, the facts are contested. Some people believe he finished. Others, I went to the records department, not far away, at Abraka. The
public record,
yeah, that's right. But I couldn't get a finality to the.
But what did he say in his own book? Because I think that will solve the problem, at least from his own perspective. Anyway, Nathan, let me finish with
just quickly. The SG Visa card is your best option if you want to buy and pay online or in store. There's a world of amazing opportunities available with the SG Visa card, and you can use it in Ghana or anywhere in the world. To find out more, call 0302-214-314. SG Ghana, the future is you.
All right. And I'm looking at a lot of Kwame Nkrumah letters, personally signed in his name. He always signed his letters Kwame Nkrumah.
He never added doctor.
Never.
Now, there's a contention about whether it's the medical doctors who has to use the doctor or the PhDs, because what's happening is that, so somebody sent me a message and said that the doctor title was meant for medical doctors.
And somebody's also contesting
that.
A
professor of a university says rather, it is wrong for medical doctors to use the doctor title.
Use MD.
Until he or she has obtained a PhD in medicine. The title doctor is meant for PhD holders. So why do we call them doctor?
No, so normally it's MD. They normally put it in a bracket. So MD medical.
No, I don't even think this is confusing.
In the US, medical doctors use the title Mr. Mrs. and only use the doctor for the assembling crime.
Yes.
So when they've
no, but I don't even think
this is gone wrong.
No, I don't even think this is a problem.
Then
okay, the bigger problem is what Professor Nyako addressed.
That
there are others in the middle.
Those who have the honorary.
Yes, those ones, because these ones would have gone through, because whether we like it or not, the MD has gone through the process. We can argue about that. The PhD has gone through the process. Okay. But the honorifics, the prophet doctor, based on Ekleme International University's 6 months, $3,000 PhD. That is the problem we have.
Let's see how the soldiers deal with it. Okay. So there's a very interesting. So here's a professor says, my highest academic qualification is my PhD and not doctor. Doctor is for medical doctors. This is a professor of economics who taught me. Okay, he says, in my case, I am, then he mentions his name, PhD, professor of economics. Like in the armed forces, you could hold PhD, but your rank could be colonel.
Okay.
While a master's holder would be brigadier general. So his point is that we shouldn't confuse the title for the role, just like Amando was saying. So the PhD is the highest level. But whether medical doctors can use it or not, I don't know. But I want to move from the topic. But
no. The topic is
quite a few messages. Let me read messages for you.
I'm getting worried about the people who are affected by this thing. I want to just move.
What we should do, Bernard, is to give them the confidence
to come out clean.
No, to stand behind who they are. Look, you do not need that to validate who you are.
What does it spoil?
When it is there.
Yeah,
it's confusing. It creates impression you should not create.
Yes.
Fake.
Thank you, Sky.
Okay, I have a suggestion.
Okay.
Let's add honorary to the doctor.
So
you say Dr. Caleb Kuda, honorary. Honorary Dr. Caleb Kuda.
Book doctor.
I mean, why can't you? Because it honestly beats my mind as to like how the lengths some Ghana Club 100 CEO.
Yes.
You've done everything.
You need the doctor.
Then
you need it for
go and pay some money for some corner. Then they give you that. Then he will affix it.
But to be fair, they don't always pay.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes, like look at the Valley View one. They called the president. They called Osei Prempe. They didn't pay. They gave it to them.
I understand that.
So it's not always a pay issue.
But those persons rarely
use it. So the ones who don't pay don't use it.
Those persons rarely use it.
Charlie, let's change the topic.
Those persons rarely use it.
Read the message.
Okay. This was this. I was a teacher in Toff for 15 years before leaving for the UK. Until now, I am addressed as Teacher Pepra. You're a village teacher. Sorry. Like that one is like
so you can't
teacher say
communal.
Yeah.
So lawyer come
teacher fair.
Lawyer come
this one says in Ghana, once you are referred to as a doctor, you become wise. We commercialize everything, including academic laurels. Good morning. This issue of titles is serious in Nigeria. The titles could be engineer, architect, etc. Even traveling to Jerusalem, you write JP, Jerusalem Pilgrim. For example, Godfred Akotobuafu, JP. This one is from Abna Inkofodia.
The Nigerians take it to a different level. It's honorifics on steroids. Engineer, architect.
The Nigerians attempted.
No, Nigerians. No, right? SAN. So right, Richard Sky. As a solicitor of the something of Nigeria. They don't joke with those things. You blame with your own.
SAN, PMP, CAK, something.
Is a PhD attempted?
I recently saw one piece of communication that came from somebody, and at the bottom they signed Guinness World Record attemptee.
Charlie. Godfred, I'm glad you are shaking the tables to prove the weight of all these titles. However, on the issue of reverend ministers being doctors, there are some who actually do academic studies in the field and have a track record of their studies, research and everything. We have not disputed that. But what you would also find is those persons rarely call themselves reverend doctor.
That's the problem. Those who have it by Those who have it don't want to use it. Those who don't, Charlie.
They rarely call themselves that. Bernard, I addressed my pastor reverend without saying the doctor. The way he gave it to me when he got the mic. Wow. This is our friend from Amra here, Evans.
Give honor to whom honor is due.
A standing ovation.
That's what it says.
Everything standing ovation. The MC economy. Jerry Adololo. We have to have a conversation about this. The MC economy. Because we are always under attack. We have to give the titles. Otherwise, the small thing we get don't give us.
Good morning, guys. The title Honorable or Right Honorable is solely for the exclusive use of MPs only in the House of Parliament. They are not permitted to use the title outside Parliament, and they refer to being Mr., Mrs., Doctor, Professor, etc. outside it. If you are not an MP, even if you are in the House of Parliament, you cannot be. If you are not an MP, if you are in the House of Parliament, you cannot be called an MP honorable. Okay, I don't understand.
Well, since they want ambulance, this is the one they use. They want to drive without speed. We use the honorable.
Let me finish this one quickly, Sky. Let me finish. Okay. Good morning. Please tell Sky that even prefects in secondary schools are called honorable. We are just a funny society. You're right. My political science professor, who was a doctor, was simply known to us as Bossman Asari. Oh, Bossman. Despite knowing him for 4 years, I only discovered his doctorate when I came across a book he had authored in the librry. I'm sure you figured out who I'm talking about. Okay, then he goes on to say other things. Good morning,
Secretary of LP.
Powerful. This is also happening in the professional environment. You see someone add ICAG, ACCA, etc., and they don't have all these qualifications. They only admitted into membership. Then they start to illegally use the designation. This is Afute from Oyarefa. In fact, I've seen the PR practitioners also. Now they write the name IPR.
My friend Nidote. IPR. I'm mobile.
Aloski. Charlie Aloski. Why is baby this? Aloski, my current labor law and industrial relations lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School. He's a lawyer. He does have a PhD. There's now a lot of flexibility in the academic sector. Even lawyers now have a problem. These days you hear things like Richard Delasky, Esquire, tautology of titles, non-fankwa. This one is good morning. Virtually every facet of a society. This is Ralph, who is not very upset, who is very upset with a lot of things. Guys, what you guys are saying is very true. A very popular school wanted a teaching assistant, but they gave a condition that you have to be a certain academic qualification. Meanwhile, when the lecturer is not around, this guy does this job even better than his lecturer. The lecturer came back to praise him, but they are telling him that he's not yet of the academic standard.
Let me clarify the
clarify
the Nkrumah issue. So Nkrumah abandoned his PhD in 1945 to come home. In June 1951, when he had won the elections, Lincoln invited him and awarded him the doctorate, honorary. Honoraris Causa. As leader of government business, he went with Kojo Bocho to receive it. So basically, he did not finish his PhD. So his doctorate is honorary. So if you want to shake the table, are you shaking it for the living or for the dead too?
Yeah, but the point I'm making is the public addressed him as such. If you look at his official use
never addressed himself
of
like
the title, I've looked at 7 letters he wrote and signed. All of them were signed with his name, Kwame Nkrumah.
But why do you also have Engineer Kenashibe?
Yeah, I have a message who's asking those questions. ING.
Engineer, architect.
But now we have farm engineer and then we have farmer. I mean, the farmer on the farm.
And now farmer too.
Yeah, there's farmer. So like
I ran into somebody
who farmer something.
Physiotherapist, and he wrote a PT. I said, the PT something.
We are journalists.
Hour of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
37 after 8. Citi Breakfast Show. Listen, imagine launching your career, starting your own business, or embarking on an advanced studies within 6 months of graduation. At Ashesi, that's nearly every graduate's reality. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and they are leading successful careers. Regardless of what you choose to study, and Ashesi Education gives you a strong foundation for life. So visit ashesi.edu.gh to learn more about the Ashesi Advantage. Remember, admissions are ongoing. And now, which bank in Ghana is always at your service? Say Omni Basic. Which bank is ready to assist you with their 24-hour state-of-the-art contact center? Omni Basic. Which bank is Ghana's fastest growing corporate bank and bank of the year 2023? You know, it is right. Omni Basic Bank is the name. We're always at your service, so call us on 0307 086 000 or 0302 758 555, or visit any of our branches nationwide to open an Omni Basic Bank account today and enjoy exceptional customer service. Omni Basic Bank at your service.
Now you are done with work, you get home, you want to sleep, but the mattress is sagging beneath you. You don't want that. Go to Latex Foam, where they prioritize quality above any other thing. Walk into their showroom and see the difference for yourself. They've got high quality mattresses and furniture crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Latex Foam is your partner for life. Visit us today and sleep better tonight. Now, if you are building or you are thinking of doing any kind of construction work, you need Diamond Cement's 42.5 hour grade because it's the highest quality on the Ghanaian market. If you want a more affordable strand, it's the 32.5 hour grade. You deserve the very best. Make Diamond Cement your number one choice for all your building needs. Diamond Cement, still hard as a diamond. The Breeze app is here, and they are announcing that you can get to do amazing things on the app. They have a personal shopper. You get cheap rides or affordable rides, cheap delivery services as well. You can do all kinds of amazing things on the app. Download the app on the Google Play Store or the App Store and try it now.
So we turn our attention to that very disturbing story that has been in the news for some time now. 16 persons have been killed in Wa in the last 3 years. There have been a number of stories. If you go to citinewsroom.com, you will find a number of stories where the Interior Minister was hauled before Parliament to answer for some of those. 100,000 bounty was put on the heads of some killers, was offered as a bounty for informants, for details of the killers. I could go through a number of them for you. The very latest one, our colleague Latif Mahama has been reporting. We'll be bringing you a report, and later we'll talk to him and we'll look at how this is impacting the people of Wa and probe this further. So let's go to Wa and listen to this report.
Residents of Dublin woke up on Monday morning to the gruesome murder of a man identified as Kwesi Opoku Richard, believed to be in his late 30s. Reports indicate that Kwesi Opoku was a driver's mate for a truck that had brought salt on Sunday evening and was waiting to discharge the product Monday morning. The driver, who spoke off camera, said he woke up early on Monday morning only to find the mat of the deceased drenched in blood near the car. He said upon further checks, he found the lifeless body of Kwesi Opoku behind the car. Monday's killing brought 14, the number of victims who have been brutally killed in the same fashion by unknown assailants, inflicting pain and fear on the residents of Wa since 2022. Some residents who spoke to Channel 1 News blamed the government and called for the immediate resignation of the IGP for failing to find a lasting solution to the killings that have wreaked havoc on innocent families in Wa. They warned that they will be compelled to ban all political activities in Wa in protest of the killings until the perpetrators are found and apprehended.
President, I know a vice president. Yalanga ten yalanga, tinimbiji yalala. Tena wa peace chibe. Timbetter peace ni. Bila batikumban vote. Abatar sora ka above. Kakan party jania chi awacha. Ki ikempe kuti. Yadan dia tichilung. Karna we save. Tin ban vote akuye.
Amne ayala kan amma ena. Jamin jimari awafa something ka lola hadawa. So alola wan ondawa. Anan kan yata dan banka. Niya janye ajeni ka je nyare be kuma ban yoblana. So ma nyaka security ba kumban to ma yala. Yal na tala tan don bera nan na i janja. Abambla na banda ban i. A chen na cheni. Cha yala ampana mo ra biya karan ahangan na. Wana number na ba pa ti pu. So yal jatan no karan yoga. Maybe bana na lawde ba idea. Ada da pa ha yala pu. Below kat yala to kumbanyo.
Some youth in Wa on Saturday embarked on a demonstration to register their protest against the killing menace in the area.
Residents of Wa, the Upper West Regional Capital, are appealing to the government to find a lasting solution to the gruesome murder of innocent people in the town. According to them, the continuous killing is increasingly putting fears in the residents, thereby affecting business activities in the area.
Now, Latif joins us on the phone lines to give us some more details on this particular story. Good morning, Latif. Thank you for joining us. So, first of all, how is Wa doing this morning? How did Wa wake up?
Good morning, Caleb, and good morning to our listeners. I must say that Wa, the regional capital, has never been in a state of fear in my entire existence in this town. And so for the past 1 week, it's been that of fear and anxiety, with many calling for a lasting solution to the killing menace in the capital.
Right. Now, it's been about 3 years. If I take a cursory search on our website, you've been reporting on Wa killings, and consistently these issues come up every now and again. In 2022, there was a report you filed. There was some 3 security guards who were missing. In September, on 26 September 2022, you reported that 18 had been arrested in connection with Wa killings, and we saw that security lapses. The Member of Parliament, Rashid Pelpo, attributed the situation to security lapses in Wa. The IGP has visited the area, and the Interior Minister has also been hauled before Parliament before. When did these killings actually start? When did they start getting your attention, and what's the trend you observe in these developments?
Thank you so much once again. Somewhere in 2022, specifically around March, the CEO of Bahas Foundation, it's actually an NGO that is into mental health. They go around to bath mentally challenged persons here in the regional capital. So the CEO started complaining that they were not getting some of their clients, and that when they go around to get them bathed, they are not able to locate them, and they've gone around the whole town. They were not getting them. So these complaints started from Elias Baba, the CEO of Bahas Foundation. And so fast forward, just a few weeks after that, it was a body was identified in a shallow grave, and then they went to see who that person was, and it happened to be one of those mentally challenged persons that the man was complaining about. And then beyond that, in about 2 weeks later, they found 2 other bodies, and then the issue continued. So the initial ones, the initial 3 people were unable to identify them because they were decomposed already. But going forward, weeks upon weeks, the killing started until it was observed that beyond the mentally challenged persons that people were complaining about, they started murdering private security persons. And so out of the 16, 17 persons that have been killed so far, 11 of them have all been private security persons. So it started in 2022, and the last killing was just on Sunday. So one cannot tell exactly when this issue is going to stop. But what I can say is that the killing menace, Caleb, has actually put a lot of fears in residents here in Wa. If you know, Wa used to be a very peaceful town where people could go about freely, even deep into the night. But now, right after 11, almost everybody is trying to find a way to sleep because of this particular incident. What is quite intriguing is that it appears that residents are losing faith in our security architecture because although some persons, a total of 22 persons, we are told, have been arrested in connection with these killings, but a lot of them have not been convicted or linked or connected to be those behind the killing. And so it's mind-boggling that since 2022, these things have been happening. The security, even the day the IGP came here just last year in 2023, another person was killed that night. The IGP was sleeping here. He was going around when another person was killed. Just last Saturday, there was a demonstration in Wa Town against the killing. Then that night was when another person was killed. So it appears that residents are wondering when a stop will be put on these killings, and they are also losing hope in our security architecture. Everybody is now thinking of ensuring your own security here in the regional capital.
I will come to ask you what people are doing to protect themselves, as you say. But what has the police said so far? Has the police addressed the people, regional police, I mean?
The one major concern here in Wa is that the police are not forthcoming with information. You remember, the police these days don't talk to even the media, talk less of the public. So people are in the dark as to the extent of investigations. They are in the dark as to what is going on. And you remember a few weeks ago, the overlord of the Wala traditional area raised that concern that people are beginning to lose trust in the police because nothing has happened so far in connection with those they've arrested. And the police has not also come out to tell the people what stage they are in terms or by way of investigation. So the overlord of WA expressed that as a concern, and that if I must say, it's a general concern of residents here in Wa. Most of them think that the police are not telling them anything. They are just in the dark, and the killings are not stopping anytime soon. So, as I said, just last Sunday, one happened.
Latif, so in the face of dwindling confidence in the police, what are the people doing to protect themselves and their families?
So when we got to the scene of the last killing, a lot of residents are suggesting that the police must involve the locals in their patrols to the extent that they believe there are some people here within the town, if allowed to contribute their might in this whole menace, they could go a long way to apprehend the perpetrators. A lot also think that looking at what is happening, there must be 24-hour night patrols, day-night patrols, and so this is what a lot of them are saying. Fortunately, the one municipal security council, the day before yesterday, disclosed that they have initiated a joint police-military day and night patrols, and so that we were told was going to commence yesterday. Unfortunately, I didn't see that yesterday. I didn't also go around in the night to see that. I'm here to see the patrols, but the municipal chief executive for WA, in the person of Isaac Umumin Tahiru, disclosed that if arrived at a decision where there will be a joint police military patrols in WA, the regional capital. But as to how individuals are taking their this whole thing by way of taking care of themselves, I think it's well, everybody for himself and God for us all. People what I can say is that people sleep much early than they used to. So if right after 11, you mostly will not find people in places that you used to find them.
Now, I know Wa is a very cosmopolitan town or city, and usually you would have professionals, career people posted there and all of that, say healthcare, teachers, education, healthcare, and across the board security and all that. How are people, professionals, taking the developments we are seeing in Wa?
Of course, Caleb, this issue is of great concern to almost every indigene in Wa, not only professionals or persons who have been posted here. Remember the last killing that occurred, the victim wasn't from Wa. He had just traveled from Tema with his driver, and they were waiting to offload salt that they had brought. And so the killing is not just targeting only residents in Wa. The other one, he was a security guard from Keleu. So these are issues that are of concern to all inhabitants of Wa, not just the professionals. But I can also say that if you look at the student population in Wa, because we have a lot of tertiary institutions here. We have a technical university, we have the SD Dombo University, we have the Wa Nursing Training College, and other tertiary institutions, Nusra Jahan Teacher Training College. That means that we have a lot of people who are not the original indigenes of Wa also here. And so the safety of these people is of concern, just as that of the residents. So it is not just about those who are posted or who have traveled from other areas to Wa, but it is the security issue is of concern to all persons living in the Wa town.
Latif, I'm asking because in situations of insecurity, sometimes these persons would perhaps refuse postings to such areas, and that's why I'm trying to glean from you whether or not teachers, nurses, for example, are accepting postings to the place or not in the face of this reality.
Generally, the Upper West region is an area that has suffered the issue of people refusing to come here and work. And so to have this major security issue in no less a place than the regional capital, indeed is going to affect postings to this region. There are still some areas or districts where you don't even have just one medical doctor. The Wa East district is one example. And so if these issues are happening, it will not be out of place to conclude that persons posted here will use that as a major reason not to come. Already, as I indicated, we have that issue in all the sectors. If we talk about the health sector, the education sector, and all other sectors, people don't accept postings, one, because of the rural nature of this region, and two, because of the deplorable nature of roads in this region. People don't accept coming. So to have this issue of unexplained murders, people will not be wrong to say that they will not come because of the security issue. Caleb.
Now, in a very recent report, the residents there are threatening to ban political campaigning activities because these issues have not been halted. We're seeing that we are already in the political season and major candidates are crisscrossing the country with their messages of development. Has any of the parties showed up yet? And if yes, how has the scene been like?
Well, I haven't seen any major political activity in Wa since Sunday, where we had that comment coming up. But I must say that when we spoke to some inhabitants, their view is that the buck stops with the government, in that the government provides logistics to our security. The government deploys security personnel to where and how. So the indigents are of the view that if there's no peace in Wa, it will be very difficult for anybody to come and say you are campaigning. First of all, peace or development can only happen when you have people going about with their businesses or activities peacefully. So if the people are threatened, if there's no peace in the capital, it will be out of place to come and say you are trying to campaign or talk to people for votes. So their view is that government must first of all ensure that there's peaceful coexistence in Wa before any political activity should be allowed to go on. Beyond that, there are also those who are of the view that the government seems not to be paying serious attention to the issue, to the extent that from the police sources, we are told that persons who have sought transfers by way of police personnel and other security personnel out of the region, they are not easily replaced. I personally was at the police station on Sunday when the incident happened, and a deep throat source told me that a lot of the personnel have been transferred out of the municipality.
And this is with the police?
Yes, at the police station. I got that information. That persons who got transferred out of the municipality have not been replaced. And that is of a major concern. You remember when we spoke to the municipal chief executive, Isaku Nuputia, the day before yesterday, he did indicate that by way of personnel and logistics, the municipality is constrained. And he called on the government to, as a matter of agency, deploy more men to augment the efforts of those who are already here. And so, by way of numbers, I think that is of an issue that government will have to take a look at.
So if I get you right, even though you have a dire security situation in the last 2 or 3 years, the men in uniform, that is police, who have been posted out have not been replaced, and those who have been posted there are refusing posting, and then they also have resource constraints. So it is hampering the security, the fight, correct?
Yes, Caleb, because that was what I got from the police station, and the MCE confirmed that in his interview with us. He indicated that the men in Wa are not enough and that there's the need for government to deploy more men to support their counterparts here in the regional capital.
Latif, I'm wondering how the families of the victims have been doing. You did mention that 11 out of the 16 persons who were killed are security personnel, and I can assume that most of them will be men and they would have families. Have you visited any of them? How are they getting by?
Indeed, since the killing started, all of them have been men. They have so far not murdered a female or a woman. But as to how the families of the victims are faring, you can just imagine it yourself. To have your relative murdered when he goes out to get something to fend for the family can only be painful. And so the few ones that I have gone to visit during their funeral celebrations, the major concern is that they just look up to somebody being apprehended, because almost everybody is helpless and the security is not also forthcoming to the various families as to the extent of investigation. That will give hope to the families that at least though they've lost a relative, justice will be served at the end of the day. And so once they are not even able to point out to somebody or a group in connection with these killings, the families can only hope that something will be done.
Latif, you mentioned early on that the police and military were to run a joint operations through the towns at night and all. It was to start last night, but you couldn't monitor. For you as journalists in the region, I mean, now you are the light of the community. You are telling the story so we are better able to appreciate and know where to put pressure on duty bearers. But do you all, how in such an environment, how is working like for you as journalists?
Caleb, I must say that as a journalist, I've done this work for over 16 years now, and I have never been afraid for my life as now. If there's ever a moment that journalism has become so expensive and scary, I can tell you that it is this period. But beyond that, as we are required to do, this is not a moment to give in. We can't give in because at this point, it is a moment where everybody is looking for information, or everybody is looking up to journalists to tell the other side of the story. And so, though challenging and threatening, we are still compelled to go out there and tell the story. Even sometimes at night, you want to go around and see how the situation is. Just a few days ago, the overlord of the Wala traditional area gave some recommendations, and key among that is the issue of improving lightning in the Wa town. If I can tell you, I went around just 3 days after that directive or that appeal, and I think the situation has not improved. And so doing journalism, especially at this time in Wa, is quite challenging. But as I indicated, it is not a reason to give up. We are still pushing on and hoping that the security that we have so much trust in will find a lasting solution. So Wa will be the place that we all knew before this minute.
Right. My final question to you, for long before there will be security concerns in the north, as you mentioned early on, is one of the hard to reach areas. Poverty, the incidence of poverty, according to a lot of data sources, are higher. And there's been a lot of rural-urban migration. Now, even for those who are in urban areas, a lot of people are trying to relocate, migrate for greener pastures. What is top of mind for the youth of WA who, according to data I'm reading here, most of whom I am reading are into farming? What's the economic implication mixed with this security matter looking like for them?
Majority of the inhabitants in this region depend on farming in one way or the other. So as an occupation, they are already grappling with issues of bad rules, unable to cut their farm produce to market centers, and the issue of even getting farm input. As we speak, getting seed alone, maize that I know, to have 1 acre of maize, you must be willing to buy seed, and that alone is costing about 1,200. And so these challenges are already putting or worsening the economic situation of people in this area, and to add that to insecurity can only worsen the plight of the inhabitants. Remember, you can only develop where there is peace. One incident that just occurred, I got the information yesterday. Already farmers are also beginning to fear for themselves. If you go to the Wa West area, there was an incident where 3 people were killed in a clash. Just yesterday, around the Lambuse area, there was a clash between 2 groups where another person was killed in the farm. And so these are already issues that people are talking about. And so to insecurity, to some extent, will play a key role in fighting against the age-long poverty that has engulfed the North in general, and that of the Upper West region specifically. So to want to overlook or play down on security will mean that the poverty levels in this region will go high. But suffice it to say, one issue you can trust is that inhabitants here will go the extra mile to tilt the land, because if you go around, many people are struggling beyond the challenges. You can still have people tilting the land to ensure that families are fed. But to sum it up, security will play a key role in developing the people here in the Upper West region, and government must do well to ensure that the people go about with their daily lives by providing the enough or the needed security here in the region. Because if you go to the Wa Township, as I indicated, you could have nightlife. Nightlife was in Wa, and as you know, the people who are engaged in nightlife, most of them are the youth. So if there's no enabling environment where businesses that go on at night can go on, it can only tell you that the youth will have to resort to other areas where they can fend for themselves. So if the place is not secured and nightlife cannot be there, people cannot do their businesses at night, it only tells you that they will have to resort to other areas just for survival. So there's the need to provide the needed security here in the region.
Lateef Mahama, thank you very much for your very comprehensive report, and please stay safe for us. Lateef Mahama is our correspondent in the Upper West region, giving us a very graphic, detailed report on the issue of killings in the region. Makes for very difficult listening, Sky. Listening to the account of how 16 people have been killed in the last 3 years, and 11 of them private security, all 16 men. And we are told that the security situation in terms of combating crime appears to be deteriorating. More police officers we're expecting to be fighting the crime. Those who have been posted out have not been replaced. Those who have been posted are not accepting postings, and even resources to combat crime is not the best. You have road infrastructure that's not great, and the people who rely largely on farming are having a very difficult time. We have the Member of Parliament for the area join us from representing the people of Wa Central. Dr. Rashid Pelpo joins us on the line. Doc, good morning to you, and thank you for joining us on the Citi Breakfast Show. How are your people doing? Hello, Doc.
Yes, I'm here.
Good morning to you. How are your people doing this morning?
Well, I believe we are doing well. I just had a conversation with a few people who are informed who will be speaking to you, and they're all waiting to hear exactly what is happening. Now, every single news coming from anywhere is pinched towards how do we get these people who are killing people. And the fear and the feeling of anxiety is all over, even though they are determined to be part of the whole process of tracking down the killers.
Hello, Doc.
Yes, hello, I hear you.
Good. Doc, as far back as 2022, you identified security lapses as one of the contributory factors to the killings in Wa. What did you mean at the time, and would you say that the situation has improved as at now?
Security lapses because the presence of security is only physical. It doesn't appear to deter people from doing the wrong and going along and going away with it. There had been lots of attacks on innocent people in the last 2 years, and we had hard time to complain about how the military attack the Kuala, how the police will catch a person, start beating them even before they get to the police station. These were all issues that we complained about. In the midst of all this, things were happening behind the scenes, and no effort had been made strongly enough to catch them, to stop the events from happening and to terrorizing the people. And so I consider all that not to be adequately good enough security in the place, because if your physical presence is not deterring people from doing the wrong, it means your security system has a problem. And it's what is still happening now. It just goes to confirm that our fear that the security is only half-hearted approach is coming to reality. I want to see a situation where you are not just present in your physical military uniform or your physical police uniform, but there are strategies in place to make sure that people are tracked down and arrested. We want to see a situation where everybody, respect the laws of the land, and when they are violated, we see that people are punished for that. But if people go out doing all the wrongs, including murdering of people, and up to the number we have it now, and nobody is arrested and prosecuted, it's a very serious concern. It tells about the lapse we have in the security system.
The people, from the reports we are having, have lost faith in the security structure setup, and now they are also expressing their angst at you, their political leaders. You are the representative of the people, and they're expecting that you would champion their concerns over the period. What have you done to protect them or to enhance their security? And as you go back to probably seek a renewal of your mandate, what are you going to tell them you will do for them?
Well, as you may have been aware, I went to Wa to join the demonstration against the murder and entreating the police and government to do much more. and the following day, a murder occurred again. You also know that I had traveled to Wa earlier, organized a press conference and announced a bounty of 100,000 Ghana cedis. You knew also that I traveled to Wa when the last Interior Minister was going to Wa. He came to meet me there when the first killings occurred. I had a meeting with the traditional council, and we all mapped out a plan. We decided that we were going to get volunteers in place and organize to get young people out to go out into the system to look for the killers. At the time, they had killed some 2 people, and we didn't know where their bodies were. I was there. We organized. We sent them out until they found the people, and we are doing all that we can to help unearth this mystery of serial killing. But you don't blame people when they turn around to say, these are the people who represent us. The security are not getting us the results. We can't reach the security. The person we can reach is our representative. And so they will shift the blame on you. I'm not going to run away from it because it's logical for them to do what they are doing. And I accept the blame, and I will do, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure that we are able to track down the murderers. And I want to do it along with the people. So I have told them when I went there, I just returned from where a few days ago, they decided that they were going to set up their own security networks in all the communities. I have given them that endorsement, and I think that it is good and it is possible that the people will be energized enough to be part and parcel of the security system. So I'm yet to talk to the police to make sure they accommodate those who are willing to go to that length to find a way of solving the problem.
Now, you and your colleague from Bole, who represents Bole Bamboy, and you held the Interior Minister to Parliament last month to answer questions over the killings in Wa. What were the assurances he gave you? And because a month on, in fact, weeks later, we are seeing that there are more killings, and they seem to happen after you protest. I mean, the day you protest, as you told us, you joined the people to protest, there was another killing. We were told the time the IGP came, the night he even spent there was another killing. What are the assurances you're getting from the Interior Ministry?
I can tell you there's no assurance at all. The Interior Minister, who was also from the region, did not give us any concrete assurance. The new Interior Minister has not given us any concrete assurance. The government has not made any announcement or shown any concern. The president has said nothing. It does seem like it's a normal occurrence that happened. This whole thing started from Tachiman, moved to Wa, went to Bole, came back to Wa. No pronouncement has been made as to how we can tackle this situation. It does look like, well, it is your concern, handle it. But our police are around. That's the impression I'm getting. But there must be a pronouncement by the Interior Minister right now. There must be a pronouncement by the President. Show of concern by the President or his Vice President. None of it is happening. And I think that that's the nature of the government we are seeing now. Remember the 8 people killed in Kumasi, in Tachiman. So now no government, no powerful statement is made at the presidency. When you had CSM killing people in the northern sector and especially in Wa, I had a complaint that the president did not say anything about it. But you hear him talking about killings in America when it happened and all that, Ukraine, you hear him talking about it. So what is it that we have a presidency for when the concerns of the people are not at the backstage of his thinking and action? It is something that we are showing concern about. If they are failing to tackle the problem to the core, to get us the killers, they should make announcements, they should show their solidarity with the people, They should demonstrate their condolences with the people who lost their lives because of their own inefficiency and difficulty in tackling the situation, But they have added lack of communication to their general inefficiency, and it's a serious concern to all of us.
I hesitate to make this point, but we saw that in the case of Boko, for example, there were concerns, as it is a border town. There are concerns about the Burkina Faso terrorists, and then the insurgencies and all of that. And I see Wa borders to Cote d'Ivoire to the left, and then to the top, we also border Burkina Faso. From all that you are seeing, and you've said that this is a coordinated sort of killing, are you having concerns about these terrorist attacks? Because back in Accra, there have been big conversations. The National Security Ministry has launched See Something, Say Something efforts, and there were moments that we were primed to be very security conscious and all of that. Given your proximity to neighboring countries who have had terrorist issues, are you concerned about what you are seeing in Wa? Is there any connection from how you see it?
I'm concerned about wherever this killing is coming from, whether as a result of intrusion by terrorist action or by individuals in society who are deceived backwardly, having a feeling that if you kill a human being and take a part of his body and give it something, you can be rich, or you can have something physical presence in your life, or just by people who want to invoke fear and terrorize the lives of people. Whatever the situation is, I'm concerned. It mustn't be an external terrorist action that will give me more concern. I don't want to see people dying in Ghana. I don't want to see people dying in my constituency. However the death occurs is a serious concern to me, and I condemn it. And I want to make sure that the security system is up, committed, determined to search and get those who are involved, and be able to track down any such future intrusion into the lives of private people whose only fault is that they wake up in the morning to go and take care of their kids. They go to bed without waking up because somebody has walked into their lives to destroy it. So whether they are terrorists from outside or not, these are terrible human beings. These are human beings who shouldn't be living with us, and we just have to make sure that we stop them from doing what they are doing.
Dr. Rashid Pelpo, my final question will be, what are the tools available to you as the MP, and how are you going to deploy them to seek solution, in fact, permanent one for your people?
In the case of the killings or what?
Precisely.
Yes. Well, if I have solutions, I won't say it publicly, because the people are listening to us. Every single time you tell them, you make a pronouncement, they want to tell you that they don't care about your pronouncement. My major and not a hidden fact about it is that I'll make noise about it to let the people know, the Ghanaian society know what is happening, so collectively we can come together to tackle it. I'm going to do whatever I can. I have announced a bounty, which is part of my strategy. I have had a conversation with the police in any form that will help them, and I have given my tips to them. I'm not going to discuss them publicly. When I go to work, I stay in town up to 11 or 12 midnight, just to be able to see something and tell a story. And I get home and hoping that some news will come that the guys are caught. So I have shown a lot of concern, and I'm very concerned about what is happening. And I'm worried about the legal system we have in Ghana and our security attachment to it. If these things, we suffer so much to put in place a legal system like our constitution and our criminal law and our criminal act, and eventually we put in place a security that can track down people and let them face the consequences of law. And for 2 years, and 3 years going, things are happening, and none of these things are activated to tackle the problem. It's a very serious concern to me. So my chief strategy is to make sure the law works, the security network systems work, and the people are conscious about what is happening and what they can do to provide the needed support to the security to get things happen. That in the end we get we catch the murderers,
right,
and take them through the legal system.
Thank you for your time spent with us. But my very final question would be how the security situation is impacting the economy of WA, just briefly.
Well, I must say that they have not succeeded in cowing down the people. The shops are still open. People still travel as and when they want. When the thing happens and the following day, people show concern, but eventually they get back onto themselves and they are working. And the issue is about how long anybody will stay at home and alone. Now, I can see people don't go alone. They stay along with their friends, hoping that they'll be instrumental in catching somebody. I had to, on a softer note, some young people came to me and they came to me in the night and they said, well, we also want to be part of the people who will catch the murderers. I said, yes. And then they said, okay, we heard that you have announced a bounty of 100,000. I said, yes. Okay, we are here. We are 5 of us. Can you give us 20,000 so we can go out? When we catch them, we can come and get the 80,000. I found it very funny, But, I mean, it just shows that people are concerned. And I know they said it also on a softer note. But people are determined. Their minds are now in catching, catching the people who are causing this mayhem.
Dr. Rashid Pelpo, thank you for talking to us. He is the Member of Parliament for WA Central 97.3 Citi FM. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. We'll take a very quick break. When we are back, we'll delve into this some more.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Since inception, almost 100% of Ashesi University students have found jobs, started businesses, or gone on to graduate school within 6 months of graduation. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and are leading successful careers. If you dream of a rewarding life and career, an Ashesi education prepares you just for that. Learn more about applying to Ashesi at ashesi.edu.gh. Remember, admission is ongoing.
I like my mind peace. That's why I go get my Bampo insurance from Holland Life. Just yesterday, my Abusha Penny asked everybody to pay 1,000 Ghana cedis for a penny funeral. But Masa, Nukreni, and Mosomekora. My Bambo helped me cover cost of funeral and any disability cost by paying 2 Ghana cedis per Busumibia. A simple crowd.
Yes, with as little as 2 Ghana cedis, you too can have peace of mind about cost of injury and funeral by simply registering with Mibambo Insurance from Holland Life. Just dial *269# on MTN or Telecel and follow the prompts. It's really that simple. Enjoy peace of mind today, knowing your tomorrow is covered. Mibambo Insurance, made for you.
Escape to Paduasi Valley Resort, where flavors come alive as we live life. Join us every Friday evening for our barbecue dinner and enjoy the juiciest of meat that melts effortlessly on your palate. Weekends are amazing with local buffets, live band music, and local drinks. Don't miss our Sunday brunch. Our chef specials and pizzas take you on a sumptuous culinary journey with every bite. Be it breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we've got it all.
Are you a contractor, builder, or a proud homeowner with an eye for quality and security? Well, look no further than Yale. Yale is a trusted name in security for over 180 years. When it comes to securing your home or business, trust Yale. We make security simple, and we're right here in the heart of Accra, Ghana. Visit our stunning showroom on 11th Lane Street, Inosu, Accra, and discover a world of premium Yale products, including door hardware, handles, and door locks that will elevate the security and style of your space. Whether you're building from scratch, or renovating, Yale has the perfect solution for you. Our products are known for their durability, innovation, and most importantly, your peace of mind. Visit us today and experience the Yale difference. Your security, our priority. Yale, locking in your peace of mind.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
The power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Access to an ultra-modern sports complex, Olympic-sized swimming pool, football court, basketball, athletic and gym facilities. Eden Heights has available 2, 3 and 4 bedroom apartments and penthouses with the highest grade of furnishing for rental and sale. Eden Heights is dedicatedly styled for your comfort and relaxation. We are located behind the West Hills Mall, Wager in Accra. For purchase and rental, call 050-153-1444 or 050-153-1445. Visit our website on www.edenheights.com.gh for more details. Eden Heights, the height of modern living. Now, in case the unexpected happens, how are you protected? Your business, school, shop, goods, home, and your cherished vehicles. Your kids, the list goes on. The list goes on and on. Now, how do you get your investment back if the unexpected happens? Do you have a guarantee for your investment? Are you ready for a solution to these challenges? Join us at the AMA Gardens for this year's insurance fair from 24th to 26th July 2024 at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. It's free. This event is brought to you by Graphic Business in partnership with Ghana Insurance Association and sanctioned by the National Insurance Commission.
Now, the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADEA, is celebrating its 50th anniversary here in Accra. Now, it's a time for elevation to a whole new level of the growing partnership between Africa and the Arab region. It's happening on the 21st of July at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel. And the event is part of the AU Mid-Year Summit in Accra, and it will feature a leaders' breakfast meeting with heads of state, heads of institutions, as well as major economic decision makers. To attend this event, visit badea-event.rsvpi citiify.com, or send an email to rsvp@badia.org. You can also call 0536 098 325. Now, if you are wondering what to take this morning for breakfast, I recommend Twisco. Twisco is an exciting new chocolate beverage and is from the producers of Cowbell. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream, and this ad is FDA approved.
So here's a question for you. Which app allows you to transfer money at only a tiny fee using Visa card? As Express Pay, my people. At Express Pay, we keep falling for you. Yes, our prices are falling. Send 100 Ghana cedis, pay 1 cedi. Send 200 cedis, pay 2 cedi for the ballers. No, when you send 5,000, you pay 10 cedi. I beg your pardon. Basically, any amount over 1,000, you pay just 10 cedi per. Hey, there's more. In this month of July, Express Pay is filling the card tank of many lucky customers. One new customer and one old loyal customer every day, Monday to Friday till the end of July. Simply send 500 Ghana cedis or more by paying for services or sending money with your Visa card to qualify. So download the Express Pay app for simplified payments, 24/7 customer service, tiny fees, and a full card tank. Express Pay, in partnership with Visa, has made these tiny fees possible across 9 banks: Stanbic Bank, Echo Bank, Stanchart, Absa, FNB, Fidelity, Cal, First Atlantic, and GT Bank Visa card holders. Terms and conditions apply, my people. With our colleague Latif Mahama, and hearing from the MP as well, who sounds almost helpless. It's as though they've tried all they can and they are not getting any coordinated state response in terms of security. I didn't. It sounded helpless listening to the MP, and Latif gave me a very graphic image of why it's. The picture I get from why is what you typically see in like very serious crime scenes, and I don't feel comfortable that it seems we have abandoned, neglected the situation.
That seems to be the conclusion one comes to when one listens to all this. Like, there have been scenarios where state machinery seems to have gotten involved, but have they gotten involved to find a solution, or they got involved because there was just
an outcry?
There was an outcry, because 22 deaths.
16, they say.
16?
Yeah. 11 private security persons, 16 people killed in 3 years.
Yes, over that period, because I recall the reportage over including the one that led to the visit of the IGP and his team.
Yeah.
And as your interview also revealed, even when the day the IGP was there,
the night he spent there, someone was
killed.
Why?
And this, I'm firmly looking at the Ghana Police Service.
Yeah.
Okay. One, we have a group of people who are now living in a state of fear. What is the police doing to assure them? It's not just about the patrols, but it's also about talking to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not get the impression that significant resources have been marshaled to that part of the country, police-wise. It's not just about stopping further killings, but it's about solving the previous killings and catching people in all this, I think there's been one official arrest, if I'm not mistaken, in all this in the past 2 years. And the problem does not seem to have gone away.
And the people who have been arrested too have not been really brought to book.
Exactly. So it makes you feel like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
So on this, we have to point fingers at the RegSec, the DISEC, whichever of the sex is the MUSEC, whichever one is responsible, in conjunction with the police, need to do better for the people of WA, for the residents of WA. Provide them with better security. Because you see, this is one of the poorest parts of the country. Already, they lack a lot of things. What they do not need is this fear that they are living with, because you do not know if you can step out after 6 p.m. and you come home. People have things to do. The night economy works for them because people must do things. It's a border area as well. Okay, so they need to be out there to make a living, and if they're unable to do so, and again, as your interview revealed, essential services like teachers and medical personnel also look at it and they're like, okay, I don't want to really go here right now. This situation is more than just people dying. It's affecting the entire area, in different ways. So whichever of the sex, MUSEC, RegSec, DISEC, whichever one is responsible for this, needs to give pressure to the police. If you have to send half your investigators from another region to that region to solve the problem, send them there, reallocate those resources.
Because that's where you have a more significant
this is a pressing need that the people have. So let your response reflect a pressing need. I'm not saying they're not doing anything, but they must do more. Because this is a really high number of unexplained killings, because that is what it is.
15 in what, 2 years?
That is, in any country, in any jurisdiction, there's a lot of killings.
It is.
In a specific area. It's not national. This is one area. Okay. For me, all I'm saying is the police need to do better with this particular situation up there.
Honestly, I think Ghana police, you can do better. I have seen that the president has appointed COP Teteyono as deputy IG, and we need to see responses.
Look,
the police must be seen to be working.
The fact that, and the government has rightly stated, it's 15 in 2 years or 16 or so in 2 years or thereabout. It's a lot. And you see, I'm more concerned because it's not as though, you see, if they followed a pattern, then you would know how to approach it and figure out a plan. But it looks almost very random. And it's thrown the entire place into a state of panic.
No, so typically the bodies are found and they are decapitated. It almost seems to run through the stories. And then you have more of private security officers who are stationed at institutions who are, 11 out of 16 of them have been killed. So you see that pattern as well.
So and then if you're a private security man in that part of the country, you are an endangered
species. Meanwhile, that's somebody's employment. So that's a job for somebody. So clearly what this is doing, not only is it throwing the place into a state of panic, it is actually discouraging a lot of people from getting employed. Because, for example, if you work a few hours in the day, you can do a night shift as a security person and a few extra CDs. But you can't. But you see, not only is this, I would say, it's a concern up there, but if you run through the stories, I go back to August 2021. Now, this is a story we published on citinewsroom.com, and they said, data from the Statistics Research and Monitoring Unit of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police indicates that some 306, and in this case, the story says murder case, so I read it as I see it. Murder cases have been reported between January 1 and July 30 this year. This is 2021. Okay. 261 males, 52 females of this number. The report indicated that 313 cases were reported, but only 7 turned out to be murder. So it means that if you take away this 7 from this 306 or whatever, or 313 minus the 7 confirmed murder cases, this 306 cases that really you couldn't classify them. This is August 2021. Now it just speaks to the fact that there are things happening, and the security detail or the security architecture will have to keep its hand on the pulse to figure out what is going on. In the last few weeks and months, stories about persons even going missing have been very, very rife in the press. You take the newspapers, almost every week, there's a notice in there, missing child, missing elderly person, here and there, here and there. So I believe that there's a lot that the current police administration is doing, but I believe you will have to still look into this, right, and ensure that there's proper safety all around. When you drive around Accra these days, you find a lot more police people at the lights and all of that. It is great. Can we spread it all around? Because a place like WA will not thrive if people can't operate after 6 p.m. It's not as though it's a curfew. This is a self-imposed curfew where people are staying home for the fear, of insecurity. This country cannot progress if you have these things there as clear and present dangers. So the police will have to be doing a lot more. I don't know if there are conversations ongoing between the MP, DISEC, MUSEC, RECSEC with the police. What has the police said? We are yet to find out because we haven't spoken to the police. But just the trend should worry anybody who is a security person in that space, that 16 or so people have died in 2 years.
You know, and just looking at this matter was taken up in Parliament by Peter Tobu last year.
He himself is a former policeman.
Yes, and the Interior Minister at the time, Ambrose Derry, was asked to answer questions. And I'm looking at the reports by Julius Yaupetechi in the Ghanaian Times. And he went and I said, the police is serious about this matter. We have a minimum of 300 policemen on the ground in WA. Says that these cases will not join the list of cold cases. We have not consigned these things to the back burner. We have initiated a vigorous education campaign with the community to sensitize the citizenry, mostly the youth, on security tips concerning serial killers and kidnappers. So, a year after, here we are, situation still ongoing.
Godfred, we understand that a similar situation is happening in Bole Bamboy, and the member of parliament there is Yusuf Suleimana. We'll speak to him. Bole Bamboy. So we'll speak to the member of parliament shortly, Yusuf Suleimana, and understand what's happening. Good morning, Honorable. What's happening in Bole Bamboy as far as security is concerned?
Good morning, my good brother, and good morning to our listeners. As you are aware, the security situation in Bole Bamboy is not the best, and I have raised concerns several times through the media and also on the floor of Parliament. And so if you ask me, what I want to say is that there's more to do to ensure that our people are able to live in peace.
In the situation...
As I speak to you, there's some kind of self-imposed curfew. People are afraid to walk after 8:30 thereabouts, and even watchmen are afraid. Recently, I was in Bole and somebody was telling me that a man was offered a job as a watchman and he declined. Meanwhile, this person needs a job. So that's the situation in which we are finding ourselves.
We've seen that in the last 3 years or so, 16 persons have been killed in WA. Do you have some data to share with us in the case of Bole Bamboy, and if there is any trend that runs through?
In the case of Bole Bamboy, if you want to put together robbery cases and all of that, we are hovering around 22. But from May to date, we've had about 5 deaths, and the dimension is very worrying. Watchmen sleep in their workplaces, and either a stone is used in hitting the head or the person is slaughtered. And so that is what is happening.
Wow. And what has been the response of the police towards these incidents?
Yes, I've had several meetings with the police in Bole, and at the point the youth had to even demonstrate to draw the attention of those who matter. And so the National Security Minister was in Bole. What I've also realized is that the police service have increased their numbers, and again, I'm sure they have also sent some motorcycles for them to be able to patrol around. Yet the situation is still ongoing, because they sent over 60 policemen to join those who were there even before the last slaughtering was occasioned. And so what we have done as a people, and I'm saying that on authority, last week I was in Bole, we have put in place a community watchdog, and the young men have started work. I was with the leadership on on Tuesday, and then we had a lot of discussion. We do not think that if we leave the situation in the hands of the police alone, we'll get results. So we are working hand in hand with the police to ensure that we are able to bring security back in the Bole Bamboy area. My observation, however, is that, and this, many people have complained to me, and myself have gone around and I observed that the policemen and women who are supposed to protect our people, daytime you see them having barriers everywhere and taking small monies from motor riders, especially the Fulani people. And I thought that is not right. Already we have found ourselves in this situation. You are there to help us and not to be siphoning money from the people. And I have witnessed this, just that I couldn't take pictures. And I didn't want to take pictures because it's too early. We need to caution. And if they refuse and they are doing it, that is where we need evidence.
Right.
To report the case officially.
Right. Help us understand, as we are seeing a trend that more private security persons are being victims of these killings, are they attacked so that the facilities where they work get robbed, or is they just get killed and that's the end of the story? Do you know anything beyond that?
So for instance, the last incident, what happened was that the gentleman was killed, he was slaughtered, and his genitals were taken away, and then the head was taken to the outskirts of Bole towards Upper West, towards Sola. That's where the head was found. And according to those who found the head was also broken and the brain taken away. But it means that it could be some ritual killing where they kill people and take their parts for whatever reasons. The recent one, that was what was observed. However, the previous ones, I communicated with the police and they told me that the autopsy report did not indicate that there was any harvest of any parts of the victims.
What are you doing about these, and how can you be assisted? What can the rest of us do to help you restore security in Bole Bamboy and other neighboring areas where this is a challenge?
Yeah, so first of all, as a member of parliament, the first thing to do is to bring this to the notice of the ministers responsible, which I have done. I wrote several letters to the Minister of Interior. I raised this issue several times on the floor of parliament. The community people are aware that I've engaged them, the assemblymen, I've engaged chiefs and all of that. As a result of that, like I said today, we have put together a community watchdog to, as it were, assist the police. Last week, I had to give them some 10,000 Ghana Citi for their fuel, and we're taking it from there. I think the humble request is that if there are people who want to support us in terms of giving us some logistics, so that these young men who have volunteered to, as it were, help us bring security in the area are supported in one way or the other.
Very well.
3 days ago when I met them, you could see their eyes is very, very red. What it means is that they didn't sleep throughout the night. And if you don't sleep throughout the night, daybreak, whatever work you were doing, you don't find it difficult to do that. And so you may not be able to get money to survive. And so we need to support them. And if there's anybody who wants to help us in that direction, the person is welcome.
Thank you very much. Yusuf Suleimana is the Bole Bamboy member of parliament. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap it all up. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Imagine a one-stop shopping experience for all things made in Ghana at the This Is Ghana Exhibition 2024. Get ready to explore the remarkable fair to showcase the rich diversity, talent, innovation, and mastery of made in Ghana products and services with the This Is Ghana Exhibition 2024. Now Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM invites you to immerse yourself in a vibrant showcase of authentic Ghanaian products and services in the biggest trade fair and exhibition for local SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing industries, homegrown businesses, and indigenous corporate bodies that Ghana has ever seen. We shall promote, we shall support, and patronize various Ghanaian products, solutions, and services that are redefining the views on indigenous products and their packaging across all sectors. The date, 31st of August and the 1st of September 2024. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. And the venue is the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. Call us now on 0205-973-973 for inquiries on how to participate. The This Is Ghana Exhibition 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, Koa Natural, Ghana National Gas Company, Ghana Pay Mobile Money, and Piva Beverages.
OneXBet, a good DRL, the Abeja. OneXBet money, Ubenya Crash, Dice, Apple of Fortune, Money Wheel, any Agra, Depi. Never Mawakwenya, I'm a with you, Kunima Kasia. Go onexbet.com.gh website, and an app no so. But promo code GH Games, Nina 2,500 series Aquaba bonus. Nibo Ede, Itinya Quenya, let Dim Kunimin Tentem. Wakwenya Ebema Wutia Yi, our OneXBet Suni, Gambling Retro, Intichen Washayim, and Yamawa when Dim Fidu Watch, Gaming Commission at edu.gh.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Driving in a storm, how fit see ahead. Weather forecast a bit nippy ahead. Beggars can't.
I think one of the things that citizens require in a civil society that is civil, it's security.
Mm-hmm.
And when people cannot sleep with all their eyes closed, then there's a problem. I think that the state is failing the people of Wa and Boli as we now understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate that the Minister for Interior went to Parliament and made promises which appear not to have been fulfilled. I think this is a matter that the Committee on Government Assurances would have to take up and hold the minister back for some accountability to be exacted. Again, given that we have now amended the standing orders to allow for heads of key state institutions to appear before Parliament.
You think the IGP should be
I think if it comes within the scope of the rules and the rules allow it, then the IGP should be hauled before Parliament, the plenary, for questions to be thrown at him. Or in the alternative, there should be a motion filed by the members of Parliament, either from the respective constituencies or someone with interest in the security sector, so that we can get some pressure brought to bear so that the matter can be dealt with.
Absolutely.
It's unfortunate, and my condolences to families who have lost loved ones. I love the people of Wa, and because it's a community I love so much. The Bole area also very much. Generally, the north and many parts of Ghana.
Beautiful people.
Beautiful people, and we should not
neglect them
completely
at all.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, thanks for that. Sky, we'll just wrap up on that. Nathan has a quick birthday dedication.
Yes.
And then Hawa is here.
Yes, happy birthday to Arabella Kosia Yeboasari Oko of Crown Prince Academy.
Okay.
The message is coming from her parents and all her rich uncles and aunties.
Right.
They say, may God bless her, make her great in all she does.
Thank you for joining us for the Citi Breakfast Show. Good morning.
Good morning, Caleb.
How are you?
I'm Will Caleb. Coming up, locked up investment holders forum to continue picketing until the release of their monies, and President Akufo-Addo assures of over